Welcome to the Next Dimension Podcast, your portal to an extended reality. Every week we talk about the hottest topics in XR and let you join the discussion live on MRTV. And now, get ready for another exciting episode coming up.
Hi and welcome to Season 3, Episode 9 of the Next Dimension Podcast, your podcast that's all about virtual and augmented reality. And well, this is the very first episode of 2023, so Happy New Year to all of you. This is going to be an amazing episode. I'm so excited, to speak with Skeeva, Eric, and Alex. Wow. Woohoo! I am hyped up. Skeeva, how are you doing?
I'm fantastic, man. Thanks so much for having me. Just coming off the high of being at CES, and it was, and can't wait to talk about it.
Oh wow, I can't wait to hear about it. Well, you guys were all at CES, so this is going to be amazing. Also here with us, Eric from Q2C VR Gamer. How are you, Eric?
Good, Sebastian. How you doing, man? Good to see Alex and Skeeva. I haven't seen you guys in forever, but it's always amazing to be reconnected. But yeah, I love your intro. Like the voice, the guy who does that intro, that voice is amazing, right?
I was thinking you could have gotten me to do it.
Seriously, you would have done a great job, right? It's really good.
I don't have that like deep booming epic announcer voice, you know. It's like if I'm gonna do voices.
I like that we all have like epic intro music. Like Between Realities has got an awesome tune. Q2C's got a little bit of a banger, and that one there, man, if you get you going, right?
Heck yeah.
So what I love is that now we are the only hosts of this show. Sebastian is gone, right? And it's just Between Realities, Skeeva and Alex and Eric from Q2C VR Gamer taking over MRTV.
This is a takeover.
We've taken it over.
It's a takeover. Oh, he's gone. Yeah.
We're taking over.
God. It took like so long to get this podcast started. We had so many problems right now, and now it's again here in the beginning of the show. But can you hear me again?
We can.
Okay,
it might
good.
be your laptop mic and not your actual mic, but we do hear you.
Okay, that's bad. Let me change that. So did I spoke with? I didn't say hello to Alex yet, right?
Hello. That's okay. We were just taking over the show while you were disconnecting.
Okay.
Like, all right. Well, I guess it's on us now.
Okay.
I guess it's good if you're gonna have issues and you can't like be exactly on. It's good to have 3 people that do a podcast on with you. So if you're gone, they can kind of take over.
Exactly. Now can you hear me again with the correct mic?
Yeah, that's much better.
There we go.
Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry about this. That's also the reason why we are a bit late. So yeah, thanks for all of you being here, and thanks for having waited so long, and thanks for our guests here to be so patient here. Yep. Also, this podcast is with me, Sebastian Ang, founder of MRTV, and I'm live from Taipei, Taiwan. This is something new here, and I'm excited about that too. All right. So for all of you who don't know the show, this is a podcast that's all about VR and AR. We are live streaming this every week, starting again from now on Saturdays at 9 p.m. Berlin time, 8 p.m. London, noon in San Francisco, 3 p.m. in New York, and 4 a.m. in Taiwan, Taipei. Yes, it's 4 a.m. It's unbelievable, but I've so that is fine. Yep. So today we are going to talk. Obviously, we're going to talk about CES. I was not there. I was here in Taiwan marrying my wife, which is the best excuse ever.
Congratulations.
So, thank you.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Yes, it's a good thing. And that's why I wasn't there. But I'm happy now to talk with you who have been there. And before we get into everything that you saw there, and before we go to discuss about it, I would simply like to find out, how was your week like, Eric? How was it? How was CES? Just like give me your feelings about the show.
CES is like it's like this show kind of, right? It's controlled chaos all of a sudden. CES it's crazy, and I will say one thing right off the bat. CES this year was so unlike last year because the amount of people was triple that it was last year. You got to remember, last year we were just coming out of COVID, and there was like maybe 50,000 people, and there was probably close to 250,000 people this year. So it was crazy, but it was such a busy week. There's so much to do, so much more VR to do than last time. And yeah, it was just completely amazing, and my feet still hurt.
Okay. Yeah. For all of you out there who don't know Eric, so Eric, could you tell us a bit about what you're doing?
Yeah, so I work at or work or play or however you want to say it at Q2C VR Gamer. We are a YouTube channel and we also have a Facebook group as well. And we do a podcast, and we cover all kinds of virtual reality. We do content for VR. We do unboxing videos. We do tech videos as much as we can, and then like I said, we have a great Facebook group that it's got about almost 185,000 people in there.
Wow.
And it's a really good active community. There's a lot of really, really cool people.
Incredible. Yeah. So everyone check out Eric's YouTube channel and also the Facebook group. And I still have not talked with Todd yet, your partner. I absolutely have to invite him as well, because I have not met him yet. So send my best greetings to Todd. I also want to meet him, of course, in the future.
I will, and he can't wait. He talks all the time that he can't wait to meet you.
Okay, we will do it. We will do that for sure. Yeah, okay, cool. Alex, good to see you again. Tell us about CES. How was your last week like?
It was busy, dude. It was super busy. This year I accepted a position as strategic partnerships manager for Contact CI, who make an enterprise grade ergonomic multi-force haptic glove. And
Cool.
This was an unveiling of our newest iteration of the glove. So it was like a lot of preparation and excitement leading up to the event. And in my role, I was actually like the lead on organizing our booth and like how it's going to flow and who needs to be where and like all of that stuff. So it was quite a bit of work for me, being like kind of on the other side this time, right? I've attended CES as media and as other things a few times, which of course is amazing and really fun. But this time it was like the roles reversed. Now I'm the one on the other side running the booth, like making sure people are getting in and out of demos and having a good experience. So it was super crazy. I definitely took basically an entire week to rest and kind of catch up after we came back Sunday night. We flew back on Sunday at like midnight or something like that, but it was an amazing time. We had our VR industry party, which I'll let Skeeva talk a little bit about, which was a ton of fun. We had some of the biggest, craziest names in VR that you could imagine show up and be in attendance and hang out with people and snap photos and stuff. But overall, CES was really good. I know, dude. I did manage to get into a couple of demos, so hopefully you guys will let me weigh in on those things when the conversation gets around to them.
Okay, cool. Yeah, thank you, Alex. So let me one last question. So which part do you enjoy more? Like running a booth, be behind it, or be the media guy who goes to the booth and talks about it?
That's, so if we're just talking strictly from the experience of it, being the media guy at a CES is amazing. Like running around, getting into every single demo, meeting all of the people, and like kind of controlling the flow of your day. If you don't overbook yourself, that's awesome.
Kid in the candy store.
Yes, exactly. But getting to these events has always kind of been a little bit of like a push and pull, like we have to figure out a way to get someone to fund our trip, and like then we're either doing it for upload or finding a way to get someone to sponsor it for Between Realities or something like that. And having like a job, like a role that like basically makes sure that I have to be there and that pays the bills and all of that stuff. Like I would not trade that for the other experience, So while I absolutely miss my homies when they're running around and doing all the stuff that I was doing before I was in this role, having the job security and really working and making an impact in the VR industry is something I would not trade for anything. So there it is.
I totally get the financial part. For me, it was like, okay, how can I like finance it all? Like marrying my wife is expensive, right? Flying to Taiwan, and then it's just too expensive to fly to Las Vegas as well and live a life there, right? 5 days is expensive.
Coming out of your own pocket. You don't want to pay out of your own pocket to do this if you can avoid it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, anyways, Skeeva, tell us, how
What's
was
up?
CES and how was the party that I missed? Did I miss a good party?
Man.
It was
So CES, let me start by saying CES this year was maybe the best CES that XR, VR, and AR has ever had. It
Wow.
was just unreal how much VR stuff was there, how many new headsets. Like to see all this really shows how much this industry is moving and that it's not slowing down. It's only speeding up. It was absolutely bananas. The party was, man, I've been to every expo the past couple of years, every party. This was the party. This was the best party I've
Wow.
ever
Yeah.
been to. Yeah, it
Wow.
was absolutely phenomenal. The guest list was nothing short of stellar. It was wild. I couldn't believe, like, I invited all these people, almost everyone there I talked to and invited them myself, right? And some of the people I was like, this person isn't going to show up, but they did. So it was pretty wild. It was really, really cool.
So who
Yeah,
did we
man.
see?
Oh man, we
it
saw
was some
people
crazy
like,
names. Come on.
yeah, like Palmer Lucky, right?
Yeah,
The
I
guy
saw
who
those
made
pictures,
VR.
like you guys
know?
like hugging him, and it's like, what?
Oh
This
man,
is so
Yeah.
cool.
It
was
was
crazy.
like one of, if I could pick anyone in the world to meet, it was a toss up between like Palmer Lucky and John Carmack, right? So John Carmack's going to be at the next one, but Palmer,
Yeah.
it was just wild to meet him, right? Like, and to look around and see everyone at that party and everyone that was moving virtual reality forward, and to know this is the guy really that made it happen, right? Like none of
Exactly.
us would be there
Exactly.
if it weren't
Yeah.
for that dude. So it
Yeah,
was pretty
that
wild,
dude,
man.
that
Yeah.
dude really had a dream and he made it happen. It's so
He
amazing.
did.
This story, right? Like
Yeah.
this is so good. And it was just amazing to see him there with you guys. Like
It was
partying just like
wild.
any other dude.
Yeah, yeah. You know, we had the president of HTC Vive China, Alvin Grayling, came.
Oh, that's great. He's a
We
great guy
had
too.
yeah, we had the writer and director of the Lawnmower Man movie.
Oh man, you were
Um,
so excited about this one.
Oh my
You were
god,
like
I was so
you were like
excited.
texting me on Twitter like, Sebastian, look who's coming. Like
I was so excited. I can't even. Oh my god, I saw like that movie when I was a kid. Got
Yeah.
me, like, started my obsession with virtual reality. And I was like, when this, I'm gonna watch this tech from now, and then as soon as this happens, like I'm just all over it. And I watched that movie a couple dozen times, right? And to meet Brett Leonard, and to actually hang out with him, I spent like a good amount of quality time with this guy, and it was phenomenal. And I just really enjoyed it. You know, we had you know, there was representation from every single headset company there, from Meta to AjnaLens to Pimax. We had everyone from Pimax there, the CEO from China. You know, we had Kevin Henderson, the COO
So
in
cool.
America. You know, just everyone.
see
We
him
had
there.
so many people from HTC. Yeah, so the president, this is a wild thing. I love to tout this, but the president of Pimax China came up and said, "Hey, thanks for coming. It was a pleasure. You know, thanks for inviting me to the party. I was told by many people that this party is more important than all of CES." I was like,
He's right. He's so
"Oh
right.
my God."
This is so cool. This is so cool. Like Nordic, right?
well.
His name is Nordic.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yes. Very cool.
Yeah. So it was wild, man.
And then all the
thanks
content
to-
creators too, right? I mean,
Oh,
if
everyone.
you think of any great, I mean,
besides
all the
Sebastian.
amazing,
Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
thank
They
you.
were the only one we were missing. No, there was
Oh,
there
yeah,
was a
next
few
time,
that were
next
missing,
time.
but there was so many great, amazing content creators there that are that are friends that we got to meet for the first time, maybe that we've been talking to for a
Cool.
while, that we finally got a chance to say hi. So it was special too.
Yeah,
Wow.
everyone from Thrill Seeker to Genghis, and you know, just the rendered reality guys. Just so many. There was maybe a
Oh,
couple
I would have
dozen,
loved to
right?
meet them all. Damn.
Yeah,
that
it
was
was
I've never
phenomenal.
met. I've
It was
never met
really
the rendered
cool.
reality guys. I really want to meet them.
No, that was our
They
first
are
They're great.
Yeah.
exactly what you
they're
would
so
think.
nice.
Like
They're
they're
so
so authentic.
nice
Like those
guys.
guys are 100% the dudes who you watch on the podcast every single weekend. Like
But honestly,
no
I-
surprises at all.
that is so great. But honestly, like for all of us guys that we see in those podcasts, I think everyone is just how we are. I honestly haven't met anyone from the VR community where I would say like, oh, he's not like he's in the videos, right? Or
Yeah, this is true.
right? I mean,
Yeah,
like
agreed.
just
really,
just Sebastian.
yeah, just me. I'm a bit different.
You were even cooler in person
Yeah,
than you
I
are
was
in
gonna
your
say he's
videos.
way cooler, way cooler.
Yeah, I met some people, and then they say like, "Oh, you're taller than I thought you were." Yeah,
Yeah, I was
Dude,
thinking that too.
Bradley's
You are
Skeeva
taller
gets
than
pretty
I
that a
tall.
lot.
thought.
Bradley is taller.
Bradley's like taller than me. I was like, what the
Oh,
Brad, come
really?
on,
I
man.
also thought he's like short.
I thought I was
Yeah.
gonna be right there with him, and he
Yeah.
definitely has a few inches on me.
Yep.
Yeah, Brad
Okay.
was an awesome guy, man. I was excited to meet him. He was like someone that was even cooler than you would think just from watching his videos, right? He was such a legit awesome guy with a
Wow,
true
I'm
passion and love for VR.
looking forward.
So
Looking
He's
forward to meet
exactly
you.
like you think he would be too. Like we were waiting in line,
Yeah.
like we were doing this press thing, and I was texting with him because we were going to hold him a spot. And I'm like, "Yeah, Brad, I'm holding you a spot." And we're just talking. There's like 4 or 5 of us there, and all of a sudden he just pops up from under the rope and he goes, "Hi, I'm Brad."
I'm Brad.
I'm like,
No,
I'm like,
no
Brad,
kidding.
we all know you, Brad. You don't have to say, you don't have to say that.
Oh my god, I love that. Yeah, that is really cool. That is it's a great community, right? The VR content creator
Yeah.
community. It's fun to meet them, and yeah, I'm looking forward to every event actually. Yeah, so when are you going? When is the next event? Is it going to be AWE? Is it going to be GDC? Where is it?
all of those. I think the next one is South by Southwest.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
South by
I've never
Southwest,
been
and then
to
right
Is that
after
next
GDC.
month?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's
March.
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 Okay.
Dude, March is gonna be crazy. There's too much
It
happening
is.
in
I
March.
I know.
Int-
For real.
Yeah, March has GDC, AWE, South by Southwest, or not AWE, but
Yeah.
South by Southwest, GDC, and PAX East are all in
And
March.
Okay.
I
God.
think the amusement expo
Things
is
are
that
happening.
month too?
Things are happening.
Those amuse-
That's gonna make
Yeah.
it really hard for me to get to the East Coast, dude. Like, I want to go
Yeah,
to PAX
same.
East to like see the homies from that side, you know, like Mateo and I guess just Mateo, really.
Me,
But
me, I'll be there.
you okay? Yeah, but you make it to everything, so I
That's
don't
true.
have to come to the East Coast to see you. But I would love to go to PAX East. It's just it might be tough, and you know, honestly, VR representation at PAX is very, very minimal. You know, like
Yeah.
there's a handful of booths, but it's
Right,
like almost
right.
all. It's like 95% flat gaming.
So that is the great thing about CES, right? Having this whole space, which is just about XR. Was it like this as well? Yeah, probably, right?
There was
At
definitely
CES?
yeah, there was a whole section that was all XR, but in multiple locations. So the Las Vegas
okay.
Convention Center had an XR section. The Venetian had an XR section. And then there was all of the yeah, and then there was all the the rooms and the places at the Wynn, and then stuff at the Aria as well. So there was a lot. There was a lot.
Well, and there's just
Okay.
VR headsets at random booths, you know, like
Yeah.
they maybe aren't even a
Right.
VR headset manufacturer or a VR software company, but like they have something that is working in tandem with VR. So you saw VR headsets in every floor, like everywhere. Yep.
Okay. So it's happening, guys, or what? This VR thing is going to go mainstream now, or what?
It's the closest we've
Yeah.
ever seen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
There was,
Yeah.
I mean, we were
this year it's gonna happen. This year.
Yeah,
like last year. It's way more than it was last year. I remember CES. There was some cool stuff last year, but I would say there had to be like double, maybe more of VR
more.
related. You know,
Right.
whether it be
Okay.
haptics or headsets or whatever.
Well, and you think
Mhm.
about the kind of things, or like the kind of booths that are hands-on when you go to CES. Like, I'm willing to bet the majority of them are VR specific, because like there's not a ton of stuff that you can just go and do. You know, like there's like, I don't know, maybe like a company that has actuators, so you can like touch them and you feel a vibration. You're like, okay, cool, and you kind of move on. But like almost everything that's like worth stopping and doing involved VR. You know, like I don't know. Maybe you guys saw it differently, but that's how I feel about it.
Okay.
No, for sure.
Yeah, nice.
No, it's
So,
always the coolest demos, for sure.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we are enthusiasts, right? We love everything with XR anyways. So, but now let's start to talk about the stuff that you actually saw, and let's start with one company that took me by surprise. I had never heard about it before because, well, we don't have so much exposure to India, right? We very seldom have exposure to India with technology. Probably some phones sometimes coming from there, but really not very seldom. So this time we heard from a company that makes the AjnaLens, and it's a new standalone headset. Let me share my screen here with you to have a look at it. And this is what it looks like. So it is very small. It is a headset that is standalone, that is not made for gamers, that is more made for business and education. This is how they position it. And well, let's have a look at the specs. So it has 2 screens, 1600 by 1600, 108 degrees of FOV. It is mostly is powered by XR2 as well, right? I believe. I don't see that here right now. Yeah, but yeah, should be, right? 60 of inside out, and it has like 2 RGB pass-through cameras. 2, not just 1. And I would like to know, have you guys tried it out?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's going first?
Okay, wow. Don't hold back, right? So tell me about your experience.
Let's hear it, Skeeva.
Yeah, you rock.
All right. So so I went over and I checked this out, and my first impression is just looking at the device was it's so small and so thin, and it had a beautiful design. The controllers were really aesthetically cool looking. Had thumbsticks, buttons, pretty much the MetaQuest button controller layout, right? So that's good.
Okay.
Pancake lenses, diopters in the headset, so you can adjust, for if you wear glasses. So it looked great. Now, what I was really excited to try on this was its XR, color pass-through capabilities, because that's what they're claiming. That was the big deal about this headset was, the best XR on the market, right? And having 2 color pass-through cameras, that's a big deal. No one really does that right now. But that wasn't working.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that wasn't working.
So.
Nope.
No, it was not enabled, and they said that will be, they'll have that ready for the next demo at the next show, but right now it wasn't. So I was a little disappointed.
Heard that
there.
one before.
A lot of
times. Yeah, so that was a little sad, but the picture looked great. It was a very comfortable, very light headset. But the demo I did was through PSVR streaming. They had a really cool interface where you get to choose your training module, and then you get to click on the training you wanted to do, and it started the experience. That was all really nice. But we were at CES. There were Wi-Fi signals everywhere, Bluetooth signals everywhere, so we're getting a lot of drops in frame rate, and I don't attribute that to the headset. That's just the massive noise of that kind of expo with all of its signals. It looked good, but what I was there to try it for wasn't even enabled on the headset yet. So I feel like later on, I'd like to try it again.
Okay, so how about your thoughts, Alex, about the headset?
I didn't try it.
Okay,
so I can't wait on it. Looks like a
I did though. Yeah, I did check it out, and
tell us.
Very much along the lines with what Skeeva was saying exactly. It seemed to me like they wanted to really push their software almost more than they wanted to push the hardware, because that's like everything that they were talking about. And they do have like a software platform that's going along with it. And the headset itself seemed to me like it was like a little bit like as a secondary thought, and that was very much shown in like what the demo was, because it didn't seem like they had everything set and in line for the demo of the headset. But it was extremely light. It's extremely small. It kind of reminds me almost of like the Lynx a little bit with a facial interface, that kind of size, that kind of weight. But yeah, the demo itself was a little underwhelming.
Okay. Got it. So did you try to use the hand tracking, or was this with the controller what you did?
Controller only. I don't think they had the hand tracking working either.
Okay. Got it. So it was kind of early. Got it.
It was. I don't think I think maybe they should have held off until the next expo to really demo this headset, because they pulled in a lot of people. They pulled in all the content creators. They pulled in everyone to really get a look at this thing and tried to get testimonials from people. But it wasn't ready. So it was interesting.
That's a problem.
That is a big problem. That is indeed a problem, right?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
Because it makes me believe that they wanted to have it ready and couldn't.
Yep.
Okay.
So it's like they've been working on this thing, and they basically have said, "Oh, it's going to have X, it's going to have Y, it's going to have Z," and they're close to it, but it's not good enough to show it off to people. So better just to say it's disabled than it sucks. Which
and that's why maybe they focused on the software so much. Like when I was there, they were pitching me so hard on the software platform, and the NFTs.
And you're like, yo, I'm here to see ahead. I'm
I just want to do the demo, man.
But I will tell you,
Exactly.
it's better, in my opinion, to not show the thing than to show it too early, like some places that we know, Pimax. But like, sometimes you just shouldn't show the things that just aren't working right yet. So
yeah,
Exactly.
of course, they have lots of pressure to those companies, right? Like for example, Pimax. Yeah, let's say it out loud here. Well, they have people who have pre-ordered it and who are waiting for that because they're always setting the expectations so high, right? Like, okay, we're going to deliver in Q4 2022, and that's not happening. So they're setting themselves up for these kind of disappointments, and then the pressure is so high that they got to show something because people won't believe it's real. So
They
it's
bought the booth like 8 months ago. Like they've already spent the money on the show. So then they're like, okay,
exactly.
8 months should be enough time, right? Sounds good. Yeah, cool. And then like 8 months comes and it was a blink of an eye, and they're like, oh God,
Right.
we're not.
But
ready for this thing. What are we gonna do?
too,
Hard is
Alex. Alex, you have to plan, right? You can't just think you can do a booth. Like you can't just be like, oh, I can do a demo and I can do a booth, and you just roll into it. Like if you've never done it before, there's a lot that goes into this that you can screw up super easy.
Yeah.
Right. And I mean, and that's the same for making hardware. Like making hardware is not easy to do. Like there are reasons why the companies that have billions and billions of the dollars are the ones that manage to pull it off, because they're able to burn that money while they're like doing the work that is necessary to make a compelling product. I work for a hardware company. So like the day before we're setting up the booth, I'm putting gloves on. I'm like starting to see issues with some of the hardware that I wasn't aware of. I'm like, oh geez, like, are we ready for this thing? And like ultimately we pulled it together and everything worked out. But I can only imagine what it's like for some of these headset companies who have been like, yeah, and they have like investors and like expectations that they need to meet, so it's a tricky spot to be in. But I guess the point here is like there's a lot of like over promising and under delivering, and there should be the other way around. Like we should be under promising and over delivering, because then you can manage the public's expectations. And when people like us roll up into a booth, we're not sitting there slamming it, like we can understand from a different perspective a little bit.
Right. Yeah, but anyways, let's for a moment get back to AjnaLens. So that came out of nowhere, at least for most of us probably. So what are your thoughts with that device, like trying to hit the business and education market? What are your thoughts about it? Do you think this is a compelling product that has chances to make it, Eric?
Yeah, I think it's early, but I think they have something. They do have a good software platform to kind of build off of, and the headset itself is, it's compelling. I need to see more, but for the market that they're going for, it's nice to see somebody in this space, especially somebody from India who we have not seen before, really that much in this area. So I think
zero,
it's definitely So it's definitely something I'm looking to see. Like I hope they show again at AWE. That would probably be the next one where they could really get into to show it at. And I think I'd like to see more then, and maybe do the some more of the stuff there at that point. And but I'll definitely keep an eye out for them.
Okay, great. Skeeva, you have also tested it. So what are your thoughts about the product? Do you think it can stand in the market against the others, the upcoming headsets or the current ones?
That's going to be tough. I mean, because they don't have any focus on consumer market. So, I mean, but India is a huge market, right? And they don't have access to a lot of our stuff. So they very well could. I mean, their software looked like it was, well done and nicely designed. So let's just see what, we'll have to see what happens with the hardware, and if they can handle it on the business side to be able to pull this together. But the people that were there representing this company were all very nice, very passionate people, and I'm definitely rooting for them.
Okay, cool. So since you have looked through it, could you tell us a bit more about like FOV and the clarity of the picture?
Yeah, so for me, it was very comparable to the Quest.
Okay.
Except lighter and thinner, right? But the picture itself, very comparable to the Quest. The lenses were very nice. No God rays or anything that I could really see. Yep, pancake lenses with the diopters. It was very nice design. So it was a nice picture.
1600 by 1600 is not the highest resolution right now.
Right.
Yeah, just like you said, like probably Questish. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay. Yeah. Let's
exactly.
see. Let's see. So probably India is going to be a market. Indeed, the price is going to be $1,200 when it hits there. So it's not for consumers. Definitely not. More for institutions. That's what they're going for, right? Education and stuff. And yeah, it's a huge
Mhm.
market. And if they make software that is especially made for India and those education and business companies, probably they have a shot. And it's great to it's great to have somebody from India, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So there was a surprise. Then let's talk about the next headset that that you guys saw, but you didn't see the full headset. But at least you could look through and admire the pass through, and that is the Somnium headset, the Somnium VR1. And that seems to be a very interesting headset. I talked to Arthur, the founder and CEO of Somnium Space, and he did tell us about his headset here on MRTV. And you guys have actually looked through it. So for all of you who don't know yet about the headset, let me just tell you about it. It is an open source headset. That's interesting. So all the software on it is open source. It's a modular high-end headset which has like a super high resolution screens displays, 2880 by 2880. It has like super high resolution color pass through with two 4K cameras, giving you like this stereo vision. And it's a Steam VR headset that is, wired. So you get that display port connection, and it should give you like an extremely very nice picture quality and a great pass through. So you guys couldn't see the whole device, but you could check out the optics of the headset. So yeah, Alex, did you have the chance to look through it?
I haven't tried it, but I am
Oh,
very much
yeah.
interested in it. Yeah,
Okay.
I've known about Somnium Space for a while now. I did an interview with one of the he's no longer on the team now, but somebody from the Somnium Space team at OC6 back in the day, and I kind of popped in back then. I guess that was like 3 years ago now, and popped in and I looked around and I was like, I don't know if this is it. And it's been a few years, and I think I went in again last year and spent maybe an hour or so in there and still kind of felt the same way about it. So for me, Somnium Space has been, I feel like I've yet to be really impressed by the platform. Right. So adding hardware now, I am very curious as to what this is going to mean for Somnium Space and if it's going to turn things around for them or make them more viable or more competitive in the metaverse market. Because I really don't know anybody who spends actual time in Somnium Space.
Actually, I spent a lot of time there. I have spent
Did
so
you?
much time there. Yeah, because actually, I don't know if you remember, I mentioned that last year. The first metaverse TV show was completely produced in Somnium Space, and I was the coordinator of that. I helped to coordinate the show for a German TV show. That was where one episode was completely made in the metaverse, and the actors were actually in VR, and we filmed the whole thing. It was unbelievable. That was
Oh,
so
that's
cool,
cool.
and everything happened in Somnium, and you will see how that looked. It looked unbelievable. It's fantastic.
So you
yes,
believe in the platform?
yeah, absolutely. They're doing a fantastic job actually. So even though now you don't have those numbers like VR chat or so, but actually the tech that everything is built on, everything is completely based on blockchain. So everything that you buy there, everything that you use there is on the blockchain, and you really own it. And yeah, it is really built wonderfully, and it has a good future in front of them. Absolutely. And yeah, so I do believe in it, and I'm excited about the hardware. So we're looking at it right now. This is the Somnium VR1, and in my opinion, it looks so cool. It looks like a piece of gear. This does not look like a toy. Like other headsets, they look like cheap toys, right? Because they are. But this looks like gear, something that you would use, and that has a function. And it's the founder, he told me it's like a modular design, and you can add things to it if you want to improve things, and they want to work together. with the community on extending it and so on and so forth. So Skeeva, did you have the chance to look through the pass-through?
I did.
How is it?
The screen on this thing is awesome. The color pass through is phenomenal. It's really, really good. So, you get to look through it. It's mounted, it's permanently mounted. You can't use the tracking, but everything looked really, really nice. They took the glass case off of the headset for us, let us touch it and stuff. So that was nice, because they did have the full headset all put together there. This thing has a lot of potential. But the way the screen looks with its modular design, I mean, a modular VR headset, how awesome is that? Right? There's
Yeah.
3 USB ports. There's all these mounting plates and places where you can mount things to the headset. There's even, from what I hear, there's even a port that you can gain direct access to the tracking and pass-through cameras. Who does
Okay.
that?
Great.
That is
Yeah.
amazing. That's really, really cool. So I think the potential in this headset is huge. It's a little thicker than I would like to see. This is, it's still a very large headset,
Okay.
but has a lot of potential. I think it's going to be, I'm excited to see what happens with this.
You know what I'm also excited about is open source. We have these companies that are subsidizing the shit out of the headsets, which is great for the consumer, right? Like the Meta and the Picos of this world. However, they are after our data on the long run, right? This is simply their business model. And, I've been preaching this on this channel, that this is not the greatest thing to have, especially for technology like VR that is so intrusive, right? It has everything that we do, our movements, everything where we look at and such. So having a headset that is completely open source, where you know exactly what is happening within the headset and where your data goes, that is kind of exciting. So, Eric, what are your thoughts about the headset, and what are your thoughts about the pass-through?
Yeah, actually, this was one of the only things I did not get a chance to go and see.
Okay.
And I was super upset about it. I actually even was talking to Skeeva afterwards. I'm like, tell me everything you know, because I couldn't go do this. I couldn't go check it out. So I'm like, tell me everything you know. But I was super impressed with the headset, and for one reason, I'm super excited to see what VR Engineers does with this, because that's who Somnium is kind of partnering with, right?
Right.
Build this headset, and I love VR Engineers and what they do with with their X-Stall. So them putting some of their technology into this headset has me extremely excited. But that's not why it's this big now, because they don't make anything that's small.
Right, they have
True.
huge headsets, the
They do.
X-Tal guys. Right. Yeah, but this at least is not as huge as the X-Tals are, right? So this is still acceptable. Well, I've only seen it on the picture. I have not seen it in real life, so I'm not sure. It does look a bit, thick in front, right? So we have to see how about the front heaviness of this device. And I've seen the question, why is it so big in front? Well, the reason is it does not have pancake lenses, actually. It's using aspheric lenses. And for aspheric lenses, you do need this kind of space that you see here. But, well, then actually for the aspheric lenses, the advantages is that they let way more light through than pancake lenses. So we are up for this super bright image that you guys that Skeeva saw, right? How about that? So the image quality was perfect, or what?
It was phenomenal. And I got to tell you that, this being a modular headset, if it was something as thin as, the new Vive headset or the Quest Pro, you wouldn't be able to put anything in there. So I think there's definitely a trade-off here for multiple reasons. But, like you were saying with the open source thing, that is so huge. Having the community
it
be
really
able to
is.
contribute to the code
for
and
sure.
add hardware support, and do all of these things and create custom builds for what's needed. That's such a big deal. Everything is transparent and open, and I love that.
We've needed somebody to do
Exactly.
this for a while. I'm glad they did it.
Right. And it's a lighthouse headset. So yeah, enthusiasts who already have this lighthouse setup, they can just get the headset, right? And they can use their controllers that they have already. So yeah, it seems to be shaping up as a very exciting headset for enthusiasts. We have to wait, obviously, for the price. Probably it's going to be a bit expensive. I suppose it's going to be over 1,000, under 2,000. something like this. We will find out more in the future. There's going to be Somnium Connect. That's how they call it. It's going to be in Prague sometime this year, and they will tell us more about the headset. I'm excited about it, and I really enjoy those looks. Yeah, it could be a military grade headset somehow. I don't know, right? It's like it looks really cool. So I need to see it. And also it has a quite nice FOV, 120 degrees horizontally. That is quite a lot, actually. So yeah, I can't wait to see that, and also see that crystal clear 3D pass through. Yeah, 3D pass through. It's a good thing to have it. Yes. So Somnium VR1 going to happen sometime this year. Great to have another player which is open source and it's not out there to get our data. Yeah. Okay. So that was Somnium. We're going through the headsets here. And
there was a lot of them there. It was a lot. So they're not easy to get through.
It's great. Oh my goodness. I'm sure you had a fantastic time. Eric, were you there like all the days or only a couple of days?
Yeah, so I did get a press pass, so I always like to do the press conferences. I definitely wanted to be there for Sony's press conference, and they do like an unveiled event for the press too, where you get to go in and see some of the top 200 of the the next tech, the next thing, and that's a press event that you get to go to early. So we did. I got in on Sunday, and I stayed till Sunday, so we were there a full 7 days, and we got a chance to do the whole thing. It was really nice.
Perfect. 7 days in Vegas, dude.
Oh my god, I was done. I was so done by the time I was done.
Oh my god, and there was your party as well. Oh my god, the VR party. Oh,
thank God that wasn't until Friday, because if it was earlier in the week, I don't know what I would have done.
Yeah,
dude,
exactly.
I couldn't speak on Saturday. My voice was gone.
By the way, where was the party? Where did you guys make the party happen?
It was at a place called Player One, which is a really cool barcade where there's all kinds of retro video games and arcade machines all on free play, right? So it's really cool because it's like the beginning of video games through VR, right? So hosting a VR party there and having the full spectrum of everything that we've all been through is just a really cool experience. Very futuristic and retro.
There's a few people I didn't meet because I got stuck playing Smash Bros for like 90 minutes.
I know, right?
Player One, what a fantastic name. Like Ready Player One is just perfect for us.
It is perfect.
Perfect. Yeah, anyway, so wow. Cool that you've been there so long, you guys. Next year I'll be there for sure. I need to get back to
Vegas.
Oh my god,
you would have loved it.
Yeah, I know.
Douglas K wants to know who made it to the end, and I think you already know.
Yep, and the rendered reality guys did too. They were there till like 3 a.m.
They did.
Wow,
we were there till 3. A couple of the guys from Neos. I feel like Phil and Theo were there.
Yeah,
it gets a little fuzzy.
Was there free flow beers, or did you have to get them yourselves?
You had to get them yourself, but we did have a discount. So as long as you were with our party, you got a discount rate at the bar.
Okay, cool.
And we were drinking cocktails. That was a cocktail night.
No. That sounds like headaches on the next day.
Oh yeah,
there were a lot of
reality guys. Rendered reality guys were buying shots all night long.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Rendered Reality guys. I really need to meet you guys one fine day as well. Yeah, good. Anyways, let's talk about the next headsets. And let's talk about Pimax now. So Pimax, they were there, and we were excited to find out more about the Pimax Portal and the Pimax Crystal. Honestly speaking, more about the Pimax Crystal, most probably. Yes,
definitely.
Yeah, right, definitely. Anyways, I still want to ask you about the other headset as well. So, for all of you who don't know, the Pimax Portal is something like a tablet game console, something like the Steam Deck, but based on Android, so you can play all the Android games, and also it is a VR system, something that is reminiscent of the Gear VR from yesteryear. So you can slot it into some kind of VR holder, and then it becomes a VR headset. Probably not for us VR enthusiasts, but who knows, for some people who actually just want the gaming console and then see this as an add-on. Yeah, why not? The other device that we enthusiasts Yeah, why not?
why
The other
not?
I'll tell you why.
Yeah, I think we're all going to tell you why in a minute.
Yeah. That's what I'm looking forward to. The other device is the Pimax Crystal, and that is something that we are excited about it. Well, at least I'm really excited about it. I've seen it on the road show. Like the MRTV headquarter in Germany was one stop of these road shows, and I really liked what I saw. There was one problem that I mentioned earlier here on the channel, like with the focal distance, and it seems like on CS again that happened. But other than that, this looked really exciting to me. So very nice resolution, 2880 by 2880 pixels per eye, QLED, local dimming, so for the real nice dark blacks. And it can be a standalone headset as well, but it's also can be a DisplayPort PCVR headset with a cable. And also there's going to be WiGig streaming and Wi-Fi 6E streaming. It has eye tracking. It has automatic IPD adjustment. It has interchangeable lenses. Basically, it probably can make you a coffee in the morning. It's crazy. It's crazy. Anyways, so that's what they showed, and please do tell me about what you saw at the booth. How was the experience at the booth, Eric?
This is my second time seeing this because, like, right after you saw it, I actually got a chance to check it out at VR Days in the Netherlands.
Oh yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah. So this was a good experience for me because I got a chance to kind of compare where they were then and where they are now. And I got to tell you, and I did come out of VR Days saying, I am not impressed with the Portal. The Crystal is super intriguing. It looked super good. I said, there's one thing I came out of this. I'm really looking more forward to the Crystal now. The Portal's not anything yet until I see way more. And that's kind of the same thing out of CES. The Portal, yeah, right? The Portal's like, they don't show enough of it yet. Like, I need to see more. I mean, show me exactly what you're doing with it. They're showing half-baked demos of the Portal, and it's just it's just, to me, it's so far beyond what I would want to see right now. The Crystal, very compelling, and their demos and the headset has improved a lot since then.
Oh, really?
Like, I was way more impressed this time. You could actually use the controllers this time. They actually worked, which was fantastic. The demos that they were doing were more varied than it was last time. I got a chance to do a couple of different things. The lenses look better for me for some reason. There is still a little bit of a problem with some of the focal distances, but I think that is one of the only issues they have right now because everything else was really good. Skeeva, I know you tried it, and Alex, did you try it too?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
I
cool.
did.
So,
And,
so Alex, tell us about your experiences with the headset.
So I did a tethered PC VR experience. I don't think they're doing any standalone stuff on the Crystal right now, right? It's
Right,
all
exactly.
tethered. Yeah. So it was a tethered experience. The first thing that I noticed was that the IPD, the automatic IPD stuff was not enabled or working. So I had to adjust my IPD manually, which is fine. I'm used to doing it, but it was not exactly accurate. Like, I'm pretty much a dead on 63, which I'm grateful for because that seems to be kind of like the baseline. But I had to dial it down to what the headset was saying, maybe like a 60 or a 61. So for it to like snap in and start to look good for me. So that was kind of the first thing that I noticed, is that there's just some kind of something is mismatched there, and the automatic IPD wasn't working. I did a pistol whip demo, and I did dual wielding pistol whip. So I was using both controllers and just playing pistol whip. Like, it felt pretty good. Like, it was tracking naturally. It was tracking comfortably. The images in the headset were definitely clear. It reminded me of using my Quest Pro in terms of like the clarity of the image, but it still leaves something to be desired, like and maybe we're talking about focal length at this point, but like blurriness of images still, like it's almost like finding the sweet spot is like impossible with the headset on.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, like it's just not like it's something was missing, right? Controller tracking was pretty good. It wasn't perfect, but it was pretty good. And overall, it was decent. Like it was pretty great, you know, like if that was like my first VR experience, I would have been blown away by it. But since I have tried so many different headsets at this point, like I know what a really good experience feels like and one that's subpar feels like. I have to say it's still falling short of the expectations that are being set by, you know, your Quests out there and, you know, things like that. So
Okay.
I don't know. I wouldn't get one personally. Not with what I've seen.
Okay, because of the price or because of the
Price
bulkiness of the headset?
and the ergonomics of it. Yeah, like the Pimax headsets are massive. Like
They
it's
are, yeah.
heavy. It feels very wide on my head, you know, and it's, I mean, I have the Quest Pro and I would never use the Pimax Crystal next to the Quest Pro
Okay.
based on what I've seen. Based on what I've seen. I've only done a CES demo, you know, and I
Right.
try to give them a little bit of wiggle room there, but you know, I don't know. Like I'm at a point with Pimax now where like they really need to like knock it out of the
Blow
park.
you away. Okay, got it.
The
Okay,
you know what did
cool.
blow me away though was the FOV blows me away way more than I thought it was going to be. Like
The FOV is
like
good.
Yeah.
I thought, because we've all tried like the Pimax AKX, and when you go from 200 to like something less, you're kind of like you lose it, right? You're like, I'm going to be disappointed in this. There's no way I'm going to be, you know, happy with this. And I went in there twice now, and I'm like, wow, it's way better, because I think they're horizontal FOV or it's their vertical. I'm not sure which of the one, but it's way more than you think it is, and it really is really
Yeah.
good. It's impressive.
That's what I felt too. Like I have the Quest Pro, it's here behind me. And yeah, well, I would still go for the Crystal because the resolution, it looked so much better than the Quest Pro. Also, the
Wow.
FOV was nicer. So yeah, but well, we haven't seen the whole thing. We don't know yet, right? But from that impression that I got on the road show, yeah, I'm excited about it. But Skeeva, how about you? What are your feelings when you check the Crystal?
Yeah, so I spent, you know, a good amount of time with the Crystal that I could. I really put all of my time there at Pimax into the Crystal because, you know, like I said, there was a couple dozen of our friends there that all tried it, and everyone was like with the Portal, right?
Okay,
So I didn't
okay, yeah.
even bother. I picked it up, I snapped the controllers. That was really cool, but I really did as much as I could with the Crystal. And to
Right.
me, there were issues, and you could tell that they're still working on this. Very much is still working on this.
Of course.
But to me, it was getting to the point of a Vario Aero with a wider FOV, right?
Yes.
So it
Yeah,
looked
that pretty
like I
much is
did.
it. Yes, but and
Yeah.
with better
Mhm.
blacks though. The blacks are also better.
Yes.
So
the QLED's
right
nice.
with the local dimming stuff, I thought that was really cool.
It was great. I did this flight simulator, sitting in the cockpit of a plane at night and flying and like looking at those gauges and just being able to see this huge FOV with like a crystal clear picture. That blew me away. Now, I also did demos where they didn't have things set up right on like a machine next to it, and I got a lot of the focal distance issues, but I didn't over on this demo. So I got to see a little bit more of what it should be like. And I got to say, the people that don't mind the weight and the size of this headset, which I will tell you, it was way more comfortable than the AKX was. I think the AKX is cool looking, but is the most uncomfortable headset on the market for me personally. And that really depends on your facial structure, and everyone's different, right? But the Crystal was more comfortable. Wasn't super comfortable, but it was more comfortable.
Right.
And the clarity was maybe the most clear picture I've ever seen.
Yeah, agreed.
Mhm.
I love the picture quality, yeah. But I also agree with what Alex said, like with the form factor.
Yes.
You know, like the Quest Pro is so nice and small, right? And if you do this kind of thing, like wiggle your head, you won't feel anything, right? But with this, you have
Right.
this, and then somehow you feel something is going on your head. Yeah.
Mhm.
Anyways.
Oh yeah.
Just
It's
getting it to
massive.
stay put, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Yeah.
it's big and heavy and weighty and like quick head movements and stuff like that. Immediately, it's
Yeah.
like pulling me out of my sweet spot, you know. Like
Okay.
I don't know.
Got it.
But if you're a sim
It's just not
enthusiast, if you're flying
Yeah,
planes, you're racing
absolutely.
cars,
I think it's
you're
perfect.
doing
Really.
yeah, perfect.
And they were showing both
Absolutely.
lenses there too. They were showing both because they didn't. I don't know about you, Sebastian, but my first demo they didn't have the other lenses available that you could switch to.
Okay. Yeah. That
And
matches.
they had it here where you could actually go from one headset to the other in the different lenses. And while the other lenses they did bring your field of view in a little bit more, the clarity was crazy.
Unbelievable.
I mean,
Okay.
it was way better than the other one, but yeah, it definitely brought your FOV in a little bit.
Right, right. Yeah, so when I tried this with the other lenses, it was like very small FOV and it was distorted, the picture. So there was nothing that I wanted to use. But yeah, they will probably make this much better. Yeah,
Yeah, I think this is the best thing Pimax has done so far, though. Just from what I've seen, and I think once it's market ready, it should be dialed in enough that it is truly going to be their best headset.
I think so too. I think Pimax actually has a huge chance to have a super successful headset finally. Like the 8KX, it came so late, and in the beginning it was bad. Now it's actually kind of good with all the updates, and it can do 120 hertz, and it's a very nice headset, right? But everything took too long. But this could really be the enthusiast headset, honestly speaking. Like really, like what is it, $1,600, and you don't need the base stations, right? Like the Vario Aero, you need the base stations. It has the super nice resolution, which is great. It has a bigger FOV than Index. Yeah, you could use it wirelessly. Basically, they're giving the enthusiast everything that we want. Okay, other than the nice form factor, Alex. I totally agree again. Yeah, but if you look at that part, actually, this could be the Pimax headset, which helps them to break through into the market in a bigger way than before. Would you agree with me on that, Skeeva?
Oh yeah, absolutely. This is the best thing they've done for sure.
And eventually
Comfort-wise,
standalone.
clarity-wise,
And standalone in the future, yeah.
Yeah,
That would be
Right,
cool.
right.
It would be
Yeah.
amazing to have another player that you can count on and just be like,
Exactly.
yes, Pimax
Exactly,
headset
yeah.
coming out, sick. I'm gonna get it, you know. But
yeah, we want that. We all want that. Yeah, but the standalone part, I must tell you guys, I'm still not convinced that anybody wants this. So actually, I don't want this, but probably other people want it. But tell me, Alex, if you buy this device for 1,600, is the standalone part something that would excite you?
absolutely,
Oh, really?
a
Wow,
million
that's so
percent.
that's so interesting.
Yeah.
Tell me why.
Because if it is that good, if the FOV is that good, if it is that clear, I want to take it over on like the family Thanksgiving party or whatever
Okay,
and bust
you're
it
right,
out
you're
and
right.
like show people what's up. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
okay.
much
That's true. You want to show it around, and right.
Be able to
It's
take
just
it
nice to have
places.
both, right? That's what I
Yeah.
love about my Quest Pro. Like my Quest Pro, I love it as a PC VR headset, but it's nice to be able to go standalone when I want and just go into the regular Quest store where I have tons of games and do whatever I
Yeah.
want to. So it's just nice. It's nice to have both, and you're not getting that from Vario. You're not getting that from some of the
right.
other headsets. So
Yeah.
if they can pull it off, it'll be a nice option.
Yeah, this is the thing. If they can pull it off, because if you want to do standalone, well, you will need your own store again. And is Pimax able to do that? It's such a tough task to do it. Like I think Pico does a really good job right now. They are actually killing it with their own content, right? The Calvin Harris concert now recently, and all the stuff that's coming there. I don't know, probably in the end of this year is going to be probably very very comparable to the Quest store. And yeah, now we're going to talk about HTC. They also have this challenge now to make a store which can compete with Pico and Meta, right? But but Pimax to do this store, wow, it's going to be tough. What is your thought on this, Eric?
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you they're very, very active in trying to get developers to come in and build a store, but it is not easy. Look at it's taken Pico a long time to get themselves going, and they are there now. They are really pushing hard again. Pico is again, and their store is really good now. Like I have a Pico 4, I love it.
Absolutely.
It's really,
Yeah,
really
yeah.
good, and I love going
Right?
in there. And
I
looking at
told
the
you you're
store.
gonna like it.
Yeah, you did,
love
and
it
it's a
too.
great headset.
It's great,
I
right?
absolutely love it.
It's
Yeah.
amazing, actually. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's really, really good. And their user interface, their mobile app, everything else is done
Yeah.
really, really well. There's some things that they do better
Exactly.
than the Meta mobile app and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I think Pimax has an uphill battle. I'm glad they're here in this space. I'm glad
Super
they're
glad
still
too.
doing this. I'm glad they're still pushing because there's a lot of companies that probably would have just folded at this point and said, "Forget it. We're gonna go make toasters instead." You know what I mean? So they're still here. I'm gonna root for
Yeah.
them. I'll help them anytime I can. To try and figure out what to do, and we'll try and get as many games over there as we can for people.
Absolutely agree. They are still pushing the envelope, and they are like nearly the only company that serves us crazy PCVR enthusiasts. I mean, probably next to Somnium, we will see how that goes, right? But they are really there for us. They're giving us what we want. Just like they obviously need to improve lots of things, like their company communications and all this kind of stuff, right? It needs to become way more professional. But if they get these things sorted out, they could become a big player, and I so root for them. Damn, Pimax, make it happen. We want it. We want that device. I mean, the crystal. The other headset probably
Go
no.
Pimax.
So
Get rid of the 12K, get rid of the portal, just focus on the
Yeah.
crystal for a little while. Make it great.
Yep.
I
Make
would-
one really good headset and remove options. Get rid of every
Right.
option. Like there are no options. You buy this one headset. This is what we're selling. Get it. Please do.
make the crystal great again. Please.
Yeah.
That's it. They should put the four of us. They should put the four of us on their board and let us take care of it, and it'll be amazing.
Wow. Honestly, I think any company they would put the four of us into their board would be amazing.
But can they afford us?
Agreed.
That's
I
what
don't think
want.
so. That's why they are not hiring us. They cannot afford it. I love it, guys. I love it to speak with you guys. Super nice. Yeah. So let's talk a moment about the Portal. This device that is a gaming console, but it also can be VR. So, Alex, what are your thoughts about the Portal?
I haven't used it. I
Okay.
don't see a reason to personally. I mean, it looks like it's like if a cell phone and a Nintendo Switch and a Steam Deck had a baby. That's what you would get.
Making
And
babies
I-
is not so bad in general.
No, not really,
true.
but like, we're pretty overpopulated over here, right? Like I have a son
Yeah, yeah.
called the Nintendo Switch who I love dearly. I have
Okay.
a phone that I don't game on at all. And then I have a computer, and I don't know.
Right.
I personally don't see a need for it. I have headsets, like I have everything that I need. And I see that it's like trying to kind of like hit that sweet spot where like maybe you can only buy one device, only one gaming system, and this thing allows you to be handheld, that allows you to be playing more traditional style games, and then it also allows you to switch to a VR experience. But I haven't tried it, so I can't really speak to it. But I'm not in a hurry to either. It just doesn't excite me.
Okay. What are your thoughts, Skeeva?
So I held the Portal. I looked at it. The controller part, the magnetic thing, is really cool. There's some little cool things about this, but
Yeah.
it didn't even
I also
like
enjoyed
it
it.
wasn't
Like,
even
beep, beep, beep.
compelling enough for me to even put into the thing and put it on my face. Like
Okay.
to me, it was like it was like the next generation of a Google Daydream or something, right? And I heard all terrible things. They're like, don't even. Everyone was like, don't even bother. Don't even waste your
Okay.
time. And and there was so many things at CES that was like, I'm gonna go hit up that instead. So I mean, what can I say?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Is it needed?
I got it.
don't know.
Probably not excited. Right? Eric, the same for you?
Nah.
Yeah, I mean, I tried it in VR days, and I tried it again here. They had a little bit more to do this time. Like when I tried it in VR days, like you could just navigate like the menu system of the Portal itself. And so now you can actually get in there and do a game and stuff and play. So there's a little more to do. The actual handheld itself is really kind of smart. I like the actual handheld unit. The way
Same
that the
here.
controllers
Same here.
snap on and off are super
Yeah.
like, and Nintendo is just kicking themselves like, why didn't we do this? This is so smart.
Yeah.
Because the
yeah.
way that they magnet, right?
Yeah. The magnet.
They're like
Well, who doesn't like magnets? I mean, come on, magnets.
Yeah,
They snap
it's so
together
smart.
like magically. It's incredible. Yeah.
But when you get into the headset part and you're sliding it in, and it's got weird spheric lenses in it, the view in there is very fish-eyed. It's not
Okay.
a good experience. It's just not something you'd want to put somebody in to go. Like they're saying this is like an entryway to people for VR. I hope nobody ever enters VR this way. This is not the way you
Wow.
want to enter VR.
Got it.
So can
got
you
it.
see a use case for that VR at all? Like what would be the reason?
Not for me, not in the state it's in right now. Like if they can fix it and get it to a usable state where they won't make people sick in it, and the spheric lenses are really nice, but they have a barreling effect to them, and it gives you a fisheye view of things, and it can be very off-putting to people. And if you're talking about this is your entry into VR, the way it is now, it's not good. And I still have yet to see a game, played in it yet. I'm still seeing like static
That is
images.
that is the point as well. Why would somebody pick this up if you can pick up like a Quest 2 for in the future probably $300 again?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, and then there's this whole amazing store with all the games in it. So it's going to be a really tough call. But probably it's not made for us. Probably it's for some third party, third world country, or like
What's the price?
emerging at $300. 300 emerging world country like South America or something, where they don't have all the devices that we have. And then a gaming console might be quite exciting, this kind of Android handheld console. Actually, I am into handheld gaming like since I'm a kid. Like I had the original Game Boy and Game Gear and all these amazing stuff. Yeah, I think you guys probably as well.
Love
Yeah,
it.
we-
Hell yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
right,
absolutely.
right. I loved it. It was so good. And I have this kind of sweet spot for these devices. So actually, I think it's pretty cool to be able to play Android games and to do the streaming stuff, right? I also like to do streaming, like Xbox stuff, and probably play my PlayStation game in bed when I'm finished in the living room. So yeah, actually, I don't think it's such a bad idea to do this. So probably they can get completely new kind of customers for themselves who buy this, and then who want to buy, who want to try VR for an extra $50. That is how much this holder costs. So I believe this is not for us. Absolutely no, right? We are these enthusiasts who are happy enough to live in the regions of the world where we get access to all the good stuff, right? We're really lucky, but not everyone
Yeah.
is in this. Not everyone is in this position. So probably they are targeting these markets, and who knows? This might.
So
be a
if
good
you
idea.
are incapable of getting your hands on a Nintendo Switch or an
Yeah.
Oculus Quest 2,
Yeah, exactly.
maybe this would make sense.
Maybe this would make sense. Exactly, maybe, but too many maybes. So in my humble opinion, instead of like putting all of this effort into developing this, and they're developing this other device where you can put it into a bigger screen, make it a transformer device. Like they're putting so much
Yeah.
thought, so much energy into this thing. I'd rather have those engineers work on the crystal so that
Yes.
it gets into our hands faster. Would you agree with that?
100%.
1,000%.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Definitely.
They need focus. Pimax
They don't
needs
have
focus. No.
They don't have that focus. It's crazy to me.
Yeah,
to
they're
see
the
that.
ADD VR company.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah,
they should
they're
be called,
really.
ADD
That's a
VR.
great way to put it. Yeah.
Like they have this idea after a long night of consuming things, and then and then they just do it. You know?
Perfect.
And then
Yeah.
they do it, and then they just spend like the next 2 years and making it happen, and then
Yeah.
they see if it works or
Yeah.
not, and then it seems like people like us are not so excited about it. So
know.
it's
All
I
right,
don't- I
real
don't-
real talk here. Like,
Yeah.
do you think Pimax has turned a profit on any product they have made? Like,
Yeah,
how are
I-
they? How could they possibly?
They have
be
like
making money?
1,000 employees now. That's
That-
insane.
that
like
is-
they
I
have to
didn't
be.
know that. Did they really?
$1,000?
this
Are you
is-
sure?
Well, I mean,
That's
I could have
incredible.
sworn Kevin said that they have.
I think
close to,
I think they have hundreds. I think yes, but
they're coming up
thousands, no.
on it. They must be paying these people somehow, right?
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah, they have-
That's
they
what I'm
have-
getting at. It's like, are they
yeah.
burning money? Like, do they have
must
crazy
have
investors?
funding.
Like,
They must have
what's
funding.
going on? You
They
know,
have- they
because
have
Meta
funding for
over here
sure, yeah.
is burning billions of dollars, and Carmack is saying that if only the company was organized and focused, they could be getting things done. And
Yeah.
look at what they're doing in comparison. Like, people
Yeah.
who own Quest 2s have never ever heard of Pimax, and they won't hear of Pimax, I'm guessing, for at least another year or two, unless this crystal gets to the point where we're talking about. Like, this is still such
Right.
underground stuff. Like, even people who are into VR don't know what Pimax is, you know?
Yeah.
So
Underground, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just really skeptical, you know, like I don't want to
Yeah.
be, but at this point, I'm just super duper skeptical of the company and of the decisions. And I would love to see more products. I'd love to see more competition. But like I said earlier, at this point, I'm going to need to be blown away.
They
I think-
don't. They
I
don't
think-
have an
yeah.
easy road. for them. They have some intense competition, right? That's coming.
Right.
That's all. Like we saw some really intense competition coming down the road. Plus all the stuff that isn't out and announced yet. Like they don't have an easy road. So, I wish them luck because I really do want them to succeed. They're
Same
doing some
here.
cool thing. I want them to succeed. I hope they can push through. They do need to focus though. They just got to focus. They got to drop some of the side stuff and really laser focus on making one good thing.
But the thing is, whenever we talk about Pimax, this is always the conclusion that we
Yes.
have.
I know.
Right? We have talked about this for a couple of times, and always we are like, okay, Pimax, you need to like focus, laser focus on that one device that kills them all. And it never happens. And then we have
It's going to be
another
the 12K.
presentation where they show us some kind of transformer handhelds.
Oh no,
it's unbelievable. Yeah,
they're still touting the 12K. Like that's still coming. Like
it's
no
still
way
coming.
that's ever going to see. No way.
And there were things in the back that we can't talk about that they're also working on, and it's like, what are you guys doing?
What? More?
Man, yeah, there's more.
No.
Mhm.
No, please, no.
Yeah,
what
keep going,
else
man.
could
They
there
are-
be?
ABD VR. For real.
Exactly. Focus.
Focus,
Oh, my
guys.
goodness.
Come on, focus.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can absolutely understand Alex's skepticism about this. Also because they have like overpromised so many times and underdelivered, right? Like you mentioned before, it would be great to have it the other way around. Like be really cool and not overpromise and then just deliver like crazy.
And then someone puts his headset on, they're like, "Oh my god! Like,
Yeah.
wow, this thing is so good."
You must
Like,
buy that. Yeah, exactly.
that's what we need. That's what we
That's-
need, But it's been
that's what we
years
need.
now of us putting these headsets on, just being like,
They're close. They're kind of close.
Yeah, but now I really believe with the crystal they have a shot, because this time I was like, for me, I put it on and I loved it. If it was not for that focal issue thing, but it seems like they can solve it. So I am still hopeful that the crystal could be that big hit that helps them.
Same.
So yeah.
Agreed.
So let's hope that this happens. Yep. So timeline is if you order it now, they said like probably you're going to get it in March. There was the interview that I did with them. So it's not far away, right? It's very close. Very close.
You really think they'll be shipping that thing next month?
No.
Or I guess in March. That's 2
No.
months from now. Yeah, like
It's
there's
gonna-
no
it's-
way.
It's but they said that they would even ship the first 200 devices in this month.
Wow.
So yeah.
I can tell you this though. I did get my tracking number today.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
For your
They
Pimax
sent-
crystal?
Yeah. They sent me my tracking
Oh.
number.
No
So
kidding.
I will. Yeah. They're sending in. They don't want to bring it back home, so they're sending me one from the show.
Wow, sick.
Nice.
Nice, dude.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness! I should have
So
been
I will-
at that
I will-
party.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I know. Well, that's what it is. It's like it's too hard for them to like bring it back. So they just like not. They were going to
Perfect.
send me one anyway. So they're like, well, instead of sending one from China, we'll just ship it to you from Vegas. So
That is amazing.
So
No,
Well,
I want
yeah,
a fresh
hopefully-
one.
I know, right? Give me a freshie. I'm
Mhm.
gonna put a whole new facial interface on this thing.
Yeah, you better do. Wow, that's
Yeah.
amazing. So very soon we are actually going to see people using it, like you.
Yeah, we're gonna get into it
Wow.
and check it all out for sure.
That
Put it
is
through its paces.
that is so exciting. So it is going to be very real very soon. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Pimax Crystal. Nice. Cool. Yep. So there's lots of things happening right now. Yep. Let's finish
Lots.
the Pimax topic and let's get to the huge topic. And that is the HTC Vive XR Elite. Wow. Let's have a look at that beauty here. And where can I find it? On the Vive website, right? Let me check it out. Here we go. Oh no, I have it here in Chinese because I'm in Taiwan. That's bad. Let me just change it. And then we're going to have a look at it. Yep, so the Vive XR Elite, the new standalone headset from HTC. Okay, wait a moment. Now you're going to see it. And here it is. Oh, it's a beauty. Don't you think? So I
Yeah,
think
it
that
is.
the form factor really is exciting. So the Vive XR Elite is the new consumer standalone headset. It is for us gamers. And well, it is a standalone headset with the XR2 chipset. It has 2 LCD panels with a resolution of 1920 by 1920. It's being run by the XR2 chipset. It has 6 degrees of freedom tracking, also 2 controllers. You have pancake lenses. You have diopter adjustment that is already built into the device. You have the battery, which is in the back of the headset. You can actually detach the back of the headset, which is kind of cool. So the battery part, you can detach it, and then it becomes some kind of it goes into glasses mode, and then in
Like a
order
flow,
to
turns into a flow.
it
Mhm.
turns into a flow, but still with the
Yeah,
60 degrees of
but
freedom
better.
good stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
but better, exactly. And you would connect a power bank to power it, put the power bank into your pocket, and then you're good to go to use it. It comes with 100 games at the start of that in their Viveport store, and it's going to cost $1,099 in the US, excluding tax, £1,299 in the UK, and 1,399 euros in the Eurozone once it hits the stores in February. So exciting stuff. So what are your thoughts about this headset? And let's start with the Skeeva.
Sebastian, dude, this is the best thing that HTC has done since the Vive. Like, this thing is so good.
Okay, cool. Tell us about
They
it.
stepped up to the plate for the first time in how long, and they just knocked this out of the park, man.
Oh
Like,
man,
this is
great to hear.
phenomenal.
Great to hear it.
I even said this to Alvin Grayling. I was like, dude, I haven't been excited for something from HTC since the original Vive, and you guys knocked it out of the park. Everything this thing
Nice.
does, like, it doesn't. It's so when you put this thing on and standalone, it's not like the graphics aren't like, oh my god, this is light years above the Quest 2 or the Quest
Yeah.
Pro. It's an XR2 chipset, right? But it's like having a Quest on that's like ultra thin and super lightweight, right? That you can like pack up really easily. It converts into like like you can hop on a plane and like watch your phone and stuff on it and do anything you can do on your phone,
Yeah.
right? You can
If you have a
put in,
compatible phone
like,
though.
yeah, oh my god, it's like, it is so cool. The PCVR streaming was the best I've ever seen. Like,
Oh really?
which means
Wow.
they've been working hard on their Vive desktop streaming, and they had a new beta for ultra mode, and oh my god, Wi-Fi 6E PCVR streaming was killer. The pancake lenses, diopter adjustments,
Yeah.
like that true hot swap battery. Like the Focus 3 had a battery you could pull out, but the headset would die. This, you can pull it out, put in a new one, and the headset stays. And the color pass through far surpasses the Quest Pro. It is phenomenal. This thing is awesome, and I cannot wait to get mine.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's exciting
Bravo,
that
HTC.
Vive, that HTC finally has some device where we would say, okay, that is something that we might want to use, right? Like before, like no, but yeah. Anyways, Eric, what are your thoughts about the device and your first impressions of it?
This was the headset of besides PlayStation VR2. This was the headset that stole the show for me. This thing was
Wow.
freaking crazy amazing, and I have been super like on HTC for years because I'm like, HTC always gets this close and they fall on their face all the time. Like
All
the
the
flow
time.
was just they get so close
The
and they
flow,
like tease
the
us.
flow was not good. I didn't like it.
It was terrible. It was terrible. And
Yeah.
then even some of the headsets before that, I wasn't real super impressed with. This headset is complete. I like, as much as I criticize, I want to give them props when they do something freaking amazing. And this is it. This is the complete headset. This thing is amazing. If you're going out right now and you're like, Quest Pro, I don't have one, Quest Pro or HTC, I think I'm telling you to go buy the HTC. And you guys know, I love my Quest Pro.
Yeah,
But the
me too. I
HTC
also love it actually.
yeah, it's just, but this is a bet is for $1,000, or $1,100. This is a better headset, and there's so much to it. Everything that Skeeva says, I agree with. I'll just add on the pass through is amazing, and for our demos, they didn't have the depth sensor actually on. They said that for some reason they could not activate the depth sensor. So I thought the pass through was fantastic already, and I wasn't even experiencing it with the depth sensor on. So once they put the depth sensor on, it's going to be even better. The AR was fantastic. I did some experiences with AR that were so good. I played Yuki in AR where, the enemies are just coming out of portals through the wall in my own environment. It was some of the best AR I've ever done. Really, really good. I was so super impressed with it. And then the fact that you can take the battery off and make this into a smaller, lighter, slimmer flow, and you can play PCVR that way too. So now it won't stay on your head really easy that way. That's the only thing. So because it's just bare glasses, then you know what I mean. So you're not going to want to go play something where you're going to move around a lot. But if you're sitting, like you could do kayak VR, or you could sitting in a pretty stationary experience. You could just do that. Have it as the pair of glasses with PCVR. You could do that.
Okay, wow,
Super good. Very impressed.
So is HTC back, Alex?
I hope so. I really do. Like, I have been proud to say that my primary PC VR headset has been an HTC Vive Pro. Like, I like where the company is positioned in the market. They're like, not Meta is really the main part of it. You know what I mean? So to be able to have a device that is comparable to the Quest Pro, maybe even better for less money, that is not from that company, I would love that. So I'm really, really excited. I mean, I've been leaning into these guys for their experiences from the headset, and just listening to Skeeva talk about it has me really, really excited. Also at the party when I got to meet Alvin, he was like, yo,
he's a
this
great
thing
guy.
is,
Hi, Alvin.
he's like, this thing's legit.
Yeah,
and I'm
awesome.
like, yeah, well, we'll be the judge of that. I'm just like kind of messing around with him. And he was like, you come and try this thing and you will pre-order it. Like, he's confident. Really confident.
Okay.
So that's got me.
It's the best thing that they made for years. Years.
Absolutely.
Maybe
It's
the
shitty.
best thing.
Yeah.
It could be.
Maybe the best
I think
thing
it's
ever.
the best thing they've ever made.
Yes.
The hand tracking was great too. I didn't even mention the hand tracking.
I
Good.
heard different. I heard that the hand tracking was not super good.
I did all the XR experiences I did, which I did Yuki and I did Maestro. Maestro is a cool experience because you actually use a controller in one hand and you use hand tracking in another. It's never experience I've never seen do that before, where you're actually mixing controller use and hand tracker use, and it was flawless in a room where you have 6 other things going on. Yeah, right.
More of
I that too.
Yeah, because then you could like control locomotion with your controller in your left hand, and then like interact with the environment with your open hand. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I'd like to see more of that.
Oh yeah,
this thing's killer. And I gotta add too that, when you compare this to, let's say, a 256 gigabyte Quest 2, which is like $500, right? This thing is $1,100. It's not subsidized, but I always said that if Quest put out a headset and they're like, okay, you can have this for $500, or you can have it for the full cost of the hardware plus an additional profit, and we won't take your data, I would do that. So my data personally is worth way more than $600. Like, I value myself more than $600. So please take that extra money. Do not touch my data, and I will be happy to spend that extra money.
And that is
bravo
exactly
again.
the exciting point of this device. It is great hardware, but what's even more exciting for me is that they are not going to take my data. They're not going to collect my data and try to make money off me. So I'm not the product here. I'm buying this piece of hardware and I can do whatever I want with it. So that is the exciting part. So yes, that's why it's more expensive, and it's even not more expensive than the Quest Pro, which I think is kind of exciting. And before, I think Eric, it was you who said, like, if you could choose between the Quest Pro and the Elite XR, you would go for the Elite XR, and same here. So also, if somebody would ask me, should I go for the Quest Pro or for this, I would tell them, okay, for Quest Pro, they do have a better software right now, more games and such, right? Right now, at this moment, who knows where this goes? But in terms of hardware, yeah, the Elite seems to be lighter and more comfortable. Well, I do have to wear it longer, though. I was only trying it here in Taipei for 2 hours or so, right? So you need to try these things longer. But it seemed to be super comfortable. About comfort, how was your feeling about this before I go into the rest? Eric, how was comfort?
I thought it was fantastic. It was one of the most comfortable headsets I've ever worn. It was extremely light. I know some people have an issue with the Quest Pro because of the way it sits on your forehead, and it can bother some people. I never really had that issue myself, but some people do. This, you're not going to have any issue. This is the lightest headset I think I've ever had on. It's balanced perfectly with the battery in the back. It does block out the light very well with the facial interface. This is the complete package headset, really is, and that's why I say it's a compelling argument now trying to figure out what one you would buy. And,
No
for
eye
$500
tracking, right?
left, no eye tracking. And that
No eye
does hurt
tracking.
it a
Yeah,
little
right.
bit for sure. And that's why you're
Yeah.
seeing a difference of, $1,100 compared to the $1,500 that the Pro is. So, if eye tracking is super important, then I would go with the Pro. But and somebody was just asking me on chat, what are the odds that I think we'll see an eye tracking, module for this, or face tracking module?
Yeah, it's gonna come.
Sorry, yeah, they already announced it.
Right.
At least the face tracking part, right?
They're
It's like
gonna
that little
add it?
Squidward looking attachment.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So
Yeah. Well, and the other thing that I want to mention here too, we're talking about data, and I think it's really important to mention that, like, well, I guess I'll only speak from my personal perspective, but like, I have been using Meta devices knowing what they're doing, knowing that they're taking whatever data they can get from me, and even with the Quest Pro. But when it comes to eye tracking, now the devices are starting to have a much larger impact on how profound that data is. Like, eye tracking is no joke, dude. And if there's a company who's going to be harvesting your eye tracking data, they are starting to learn things about you that you are not aware of on a conscious level. Like, you have subliminal eye movements and flickers and like moments where you focus on something a little longer than other things that just fly right over your head, but they're logging all of that. And as the eye tracking and face tracking stuff becomes more integrated into all this, that's when, for me, I'm really going to start to make the decisions based on whether or not my data is being collected. The Quest 2, like, I get it. And like Skeeva and I have talked about this a lot, the idea that like just with your head movements and hand movements, they can identify specific users within like seconds of that data being run.
Absolutely.
So imagine what happens when you add eyes to the thing, where like now like they can tell your pupils are dilating or not, like all this kind of stuff, dude. Like, it is really, really sketchy. So it's when we start to get into the eye tracking stuff and the face tracking stuff that the data usage thing becomes much more important to me. So if it came down to a Quest Pro that's tracking my eyes and an HTC XR Elite that's not that, but here's the problem though. We need eye tracking, right? So it shouldn't be about whether or not your device has eye tracking. It should be about whether or not your device is harvesting that data and selling it to the highest bidder. And if they are, Meta, they will do it. Huge, huge decision to make. Yeah.
I totally agree with it. And I'm so glad that we pointed out like this on this show. So that is fantastic. Yeah. So it has very nice comfort. It's a really nice device. But I must also say that I don't think many people are going to buy it. as much as I love it, and I think it is a great device, but if somebody would ask me, okay, I want this, I want to get into VR, it's tough to tell them, okay, buy this device, which costs like 1,399 euros in Europe. And it's like 1,000 euros more expensive than the Pico 4. And honestly speaking, it does not add so much other than the form factor, right? So I must honestly tell you, I really liked what I saw with the XR Elite, but it's really not like, in terms of VR experience, it did not blow me away. It's a good Quest 2 standard, yes, and it has this better form factor and doesn't take your data. For me, all big yes, but for the normal consumer person, the normal guy, who goes to Walmart in the States, right? Or I don't know, like, it's gonna be tough for them to sell this device to this person. I cannot tell them, okay, go and get this XR Elite because your data is safe and it's a bit smaller. But it's not blowing me away more in terms of VR than the Pico 4. Not at all. It has smaller FOV than the Pico 4. It has a smaller resolution than the Pico 4. So I don't think it's...
But its mixed reality is way beyond the Pico 4, right? So if you're honestly looking for...
Well, I haven't seen it. Reality. Yeah. Okay. But honestly, I haven't also not seen that. I played the open brush thing and it was good, but the pass-through was not better that I saw. So again, it has like one RGB lens and it does exactly the same thing like the Pico 4. It just takes this one RGB lens and gives you that beautiful color pass-through that does look better than the Quest Pro.
But there's depth.
It's not depth correct. No, I didn't see it.
Not depth correct. There was depth. No.
Well,
You didn't have it
well,
because the Pico. So I have a Pico 4 and I really love it. I really do. I think it's
yeah.
absolutely phenomenal. But the Passer right now is fully flat. There aren't any depth. There's nothing with depth. It's just a flat image, right? But
they're also
the
trying a
demos
bit
that
more.
we did, there was definitely depth. You could see the depth, and it's going to get better with when they are able to enable the depth sensor that's already built in. So
I
I
hope
do look
so.
forward to seeing that.
Me
but
too. Me too.
Pico 4 is phenomenal. It is.
Yeah, like I'm looking forward to that. I really hope that they can do the depth with that depth sensor. Probably it's there for, right? It's just like I think it's a phenomenal device. Don't get me wrong, Skeeva. I really think it's the best headset that they did for in a long time, and I also root for them. But what I'm saying is, I really think it's a tough sell. I really think it's going to be hard for them to sell this.
Yeah.
What is your thought on this, Eric?
I am I'm in the exact same mind, but for a different reason. I think it's going to be a hard sell because most people are going to want the upgraded chip, and it's still at the end of the day, as great as everything is in it. And I'm telling you, this is right now probably one of the best headsets that you're going to find in the market. I just think it's still an XR2 chip and not the next generation of XR2 chip. And we know that we're going to see the next generation of XR2 chip probably this fall with the Quest 3. So it's tough for somebody to go, well, I'm going to go buy this $1,100 headset to be the best headset that I can put on right now, but I might not want to go buy another one, in the fall for, whatever the Quest 3 is going to cost. So to me, if they had put an XR3 chip in it and then charged $1,400 or not an XR3, but an XR2 second generation and then charged more money, they probably would have been better off with the headset. But it is extremely compelling and I want one. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, I want one.
Same. I think for us, yes, they can sell it. And I think there's more people like us who want this, who want a great standalone headset that has this super sexy form factor. Like for me, it's all yes, right? Like for me, it ticks all the boxes. Like I am probably going to don it in public, right? In a Starbucks or what. I would not do that with a Quest Pro or the Pico 4. But with this, yes, it has this form factor where I don't feel ashamed to put it on. Anyways,
well, for us, like you're saying, for us, it makes sense. Like I want it.
Us,
it sounds awesome, but I also own a Nintendo Switch, a PlayStation 4, a PlayStation 5, and an Xbox One.
Same here,
I need everything. That's the kind of person who I am. But your Joe and Sally Walmart, when they walk into the store, they have a decision to make. And what we need, honestly, is like Console Wars 2.0, because until it happens, everyone's just going to buy a meta device. Like they're going to think about what their friend has, what they can party up with their homies in. Like there's a sense of like community and connectedness among the people who use the same device. And until there's like a decent margin of the VR consumer community using one of these headsets, the clear choice is always going to be the one that your friend has. And what do they have? They have a Quest. And that is not going to change anytime soon. Like there's no way this device is going to actually compete with where Meta is in the consumer space. I don't see it happening at all.
You're right. You're totally right. Because a normal person walks into Walmart and they look at different things and they go, why is that one almost, 2.5 times the price of that one? I'm going to go with that one. You know what I mean? And that's just how your average person is, right? But I guess one of our jobs is to present why this is a compelling device to spend that money on.
Totally agreed.
We're not getting paid by HTC.
That's what we do.
That's HTC's job.
No,
no, it is. But we're here to talk about this stuff, right?
We're
so
enthusiasts.
Awesome.
Exactly, and exactly, it is awesome. And I
totally
root for them.
I think that if anybody has a shot here, it's Sony. Like Sony is
because absolutely
that has the power to do what I was talking about. Like your buddy has his PlayStation 5, he bought his headset, and you want to play the games with him.
We will all have it.
Yep. I think others will too, though. Some Joe and Sally Walmart will buy a PlayStation VR.
You're right. We're going to get to this in a moment, but let's still stick with the XR Elite for a moment. So I think this is great, and like what I would think would make so much more sense if they came up with some kind of installments based sales system, because like this device, the 1,400 or what, to directly pay it, it seems like too much. But they have something amazing going for themselves, which is Viveport Infinity. It's like this kind of Netflix for VR games, where you pay like a monthly $15 or even less, and you get all the games. It's a flat rate model, and I think it's amazing. It's something like the Xbox Game Pass, right? So Xbox did something really smart with the Game Pass. They also couldn't really compete against PlayStation. They were trailing behind. But with this Game Pass, they had like such a great argument to go for the Xbox. And that's the only reason why I bought an Xbox, actually, because the Game Pass is so good, right? And so HTC has it going for themselves as well with Viveport Infinity. And in my opinion, if they bundle it together in a way that would like cross subsidize the headset, they would have a winner. So think about it. Why don't they go for something like, okay, pay $45 per month for 2 years. You get that Viveport Infinity where you get all the games and you get that super sexy hardware. Wouldn't that be way more compelling than saying, okay, buy this for $1,400 and you have to buy all the games? What are your thoughts on my genius idea?
We should be on the board of HTC also. We should be on the board of Pimax and on the board of HTC. They'll be the billionaires.
No, really. Honestly,
it's a great idea.
Yeah.
Isn't that a good idea?
It's a great idea. Absolutely. It makes
and I wouldn't put it past that happening, right? It's not happening at this moment, but I'll tell you that I have seen a lot of amazing people that I personally know that have worked all throughout different parts of VR leave their jobs and go over to HTC in the last year. And because I think they see the potential of this, and they are growing that library and working with developers. And I think you might see something like that, because everyone's been saying for a long time that Viveport is their greatest asset, right?
It's
and
great.
If they're able to utilize that, they're gonna kill it. That could be, and they're not stupid. They see the success of Xbox, the Xbox Game Pass, and the only reason that Xbox has even a stance in this market with the PlayStation is, well, one, that you can buy them in a store, and two, that you can play any game pretty much that you want, right? And if they come out with that could be the chokehold that they have on Meta. And that's really the only thing that could really stand out to a normal everyday consumer, that they can pay a fee and play whatever game they want. So if they're smart, they're working on it.
Hopefully.
It's got me thinking about comparable business models. Okay. So it's like, what does something like this that's successful? And the first thing that comes to my mind is Peloton. Like, do people buy Pelotons like for the full price, or is there some kind of monthly installment payment that they have? I don't know this. And if somebody knows in chat, that would be great information, because if you have to buy the bike in its entirety and then pay for like your software subscription, that I imagine might be a tough pill to swallow. But if they find a way to like incorporate the cost of that hardware, which I guess would be the bike in this case, into like a monthly payment that also includes the hardware, and there must be some kind of contractual obligation, like if you leave, you have to pay the full sum, or whatever it is. But those things are not cheap, and people spend money getting into that ecosystem and getting into that hardware and stuff. So I feel like Peloton is getting it done, doing something kind of like what you're talking about. And I don't know. I think it sounds good.
How about iPhones, mobile phones? It's the same in the States, right? Not many people buy the iPhone for $1,400. You get a 2 years contract, and then you get it for what, $200 or something, right? It's the same in the States, right? So
at the end, you either return it, or you can buy it out.
Exactly.
Well, now they're doing where you buy the device and it's like financing. You're paying the full price, but just over X amount of months.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. And you have that contract. So HTC could do something similar. I really hope that the HTC people are watching this phenomenal podcast.
It's such a good podcast.
It's such a good podcast.
Yeah.
Right? So I really believe they have something amazing with Viveport Infinity, and I do think that they have an amazing hardware, one that finally can now compete against the likes of Pico and Quest, even better, right? So just bring that together and make one compelling thing for us consumers, because this is now for consumers, and the normal consumer just doesn't spend $1,400 for something, well, that they can have for $400. Right. So I really hope they get around that and that they build this compelling offering that we all want.
Yeah.
Anyway,
maybe find a way to partner it with some content that forces people to play like regularly, make it less of a novelty and more of like a lifestyle kind of thing, kind of like a Peloton, right? Like that's, I think, why that kind of thing works. Because it's like, okay, this is my new life. Like I do this every morning or whatever it is. Yeah. Workout thing or health thing, or find some kind of way to make people put that headset on every day.
I can tell you that HTC is, by the way, they are pushing for software. So they are pushing developers to come to their platform, start to populate their ecosystem. So I think I can let you know that they are hard pushing and they will have content for sure.
And it's also, go ahead, Skeeva.
I was going to say this is an interesting thing, because when you put this on, they're trying to make it so it drops you into your Viveverse home where your friends can come over, kind of like the Quest one, but better. But and then you can go through portals into the games that you want to go into together, right? Which Meta's trying as well, but and this is definitely the way of the future. But they're also pushing pretty hard for this social gaming experience where everyone can do this stuff together. So
right. I really enjoyed that Viveverse thing, that home with the different levels, and then you can directly go into their metaverse. So they got so many things going for themselves. And also, I do like the brand Vive. I think they also still have something with it, right? It's not so, it doesn't have this backpack full of bad feelings like Meta has.
Right.
And other companies also have. Pico has this China TikTok problem, right? So they don't have that. They really don't have that. They have a beautiful brand, and hopefully they could make something that is more easily to access for normal people. They got us already, but we are not really normal, right? So
we are not normal.
We are not normal at all. No. So I really hope that they can make that happen. So, but great that they are back. I also feel that they can have a comeback now with the XR Elite, which is a really cool headset, and I can't wait to have it in my hands. So actually, the HTC headquarters is just a few metro stops away from me now. Probably I'm going to go there tomorrow and give it to me.
Go pick it up.
I know you have it there. So that would be good. All right. So last topic for today. You guys were so lucky to try the PSVR2. How is it, Eric?
It is the best VR I've done this year.
Oh no!
Hands down. Hands down, the best game. Yeah. All right. Okay. We'll say this year and last year. But yeah, 2022 and 2023 so far, it was amazing. This was the only demo, and we've all been to these shows, and you go do demos, right? Once you do the demo, you're like, okay, I don't need to do that again. Like, I've done it. It's good. This was one of the only demos I got done with it, and I'm like, I'm gonna try and make another appointment to go see if I can play this again. Because Call of the Mountain was that, and it was that good. I'm like, as soon as I did it, I'm like, I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna make an appointment and do it again. And you can't, because they were gone in seconds because everybody was trying to do them. But it was so good. It was phenomenal. I was been looking forward to PlayStation for a long time, and I'm still more blown away now than I even was before.
What? Okay, what exactly blew you away, Eric? What was it? Is it the picture quality, the colors? Tell us all about it.
It's a complete package for me. It's the headset itself. It's the haptics and the controllers. We were doing the Horizon Call the Mountain demo, and you have that scene where you're in the canoe and you're going down that river, and just being able to like put your hand over the boat and into the water and feel the haptics of the water current moving by your hand and the controller is amazing.
Wow.
You're going underneath a log. Yeah, it's so good. You could actually take your head and stick your head under the water and feel the water haptics in the headset itself, which was amazing. There was like ivy hanging over like a low hanging tree, and you could like brush your hand across the ivy, and the ivy had physics where it moved, and then you could feel the ivy brush past your hand with the controllers. The beauty of this game is this was probably the best looking VR game I've ever seen. The draw distances in this game were huge, and this is all outside environments. And I'm looking around, and there's a lot of climbing in the game, and you get up really on these high vistas. And I just stopped, and I turned around as I'm climbing and looked out, and I'm seeing these huge, vast waterfalls and birds flying through the air, and there's so many things happening around, and I can see it feels like for miles and miles, and everything is still clear. And how I'm going on like now gushing is how I came out of this demo. And I was like a little kid for hours after the demo. Like everybody's just like, Mash, just shut up about the PlayStation VR2 thing. But I couldn't. And I don't get like awed by hardware anymore like this, because usually it's, okay, I've done it. I've done, some of the best things that you could do. I've had $10,000 headsets on, but it's the hardware and the software together that gets me so excited that I can't wait for PSVR2. It's coming soon, 39 days.
Oh my God, 39 days. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Wow. I can feel your excitement. Alex, how about you? Are you excited as well? Have you tried it?
I'm super excited. I actually, I saw people trying to sign up for the demos and stuff. Obviously, I was running a booth, but I was able to kind of get into a handful of things, and I decided to pass. I'm like, you know what? I've got this thing pre-ordered. It's going to come to my house, and my first experience with this thing is going to be my own.
Love it.
Like, I don't want to be like, Mash, get out of this thing after 5-minute demo, losing my damn mind and being like, how do I get back into this thing? Like, I want to sit and play that game for my first experience. So I decided to not worry about it, because I'm buying the thing. It's going to show up, and I'm ready for it. I'm really excited.
Okay. Yeah. Same here. So, Skeeva, tell us, how was it?
So you had to, let me start by saying you had to sign up for a PSVR demo. You had to have the link, and you had to sign up at exactly 8 a.m. on that day, and all demos were gone by like 8:01, right? So you had to be on it. But we managed to get a demo pretty quick, and because we were all up, we all set our alarms, we're all pinging each other at like 7:50, like, all right, guys, let's go, refresh, right? We got our demos. It was super awesome. This... I'm kind of like Eric, right? I've used every headset. I can't think of anything that I haven't tried. Man, and I don't know if it was the hardware or if it was the game or the combination. And this isn't the first time I've used this either. This is my second time. I tried a PSVR2 a month and a half ago as well. But oh my God, I stood there in front of all these people looking like an idiot with my jaw on the floor.
I think I saw a picture of you.
I cannot
wait. The
wait.
picture was actually during the setup, right? When I was configuring the eye tracking. So I'm like smiling, but then the game started and I was like this.
What?
Like the entire, like almost the whole time I looked like an idiot. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. And I think a lot of this is possible because of the dynamic foveated rendering and only having to render that one tiny part that you're looking at on the screen with eye tracking to its full potential.
Okay.
If you had to render this game throughout the entire field of view, this wouldn't be possible. There's just no way. Like this was, Half-Life Alyx. This was, I don't even know if there's anything else that you could even compare this to. It was gorgeous. And the HDR in the display was phenomenal, because you see good solid blacks, but you have these super bright environments because you're outside and there's sun and you're looking up a lot because these creatures are massive, as people know from playing the Horizon games. Now, this isn't a normal Horizon game. A Horizon game, you are placed into this giant open world environment and you're running around and picking tasks and going and completing things. This is more, from what I played, this is more of a linear experience. You're going through a story, you're doing specific things, and you're being kind of driven around in this, this is where you got to go type of thing, right? I don't know if that's how the whole game is. We only played for 30 minutes, but what I saw, got me so excited for what's going to happen in virtual reality. Like I can't even imagine if other companies really put down like some time into making this stuff, what's going to be possible. Now, I don't think that we're going to get a waterfall of games like this on the PlayStation because it takes a long time, huge studios, and a lot of money to develop an experience that looks like this. But Sony has bought amazing companies that know how to develop in VR. They work with some of the biggest AAA studios, and they are very compelling to these studios to do what they want, right? So I think this is going to be massive. Horizon Call of the Mountain was it was maybe the most jaw-dropping game I've ever played.
Oh my goodness.
I mean,
you guys really
fidelity and graphics wise. The
you guys really
controllers
Let's just come
make
already.
me-
I know. The
Oh my goodness.
controllers were amazing. The headset was great. I wish there was pancake lenses. I don't know that you could get through the HDR brightness through pancake lenses because Fresnel lenses are able to pass more light through. So maybe that was a strategic decision there. But you know, for pure gaming, this thing is so next level, man. I'm so stoked. And even menu selecting, like looking at the menu I want to go to and just hitting a button. There's no like clicking over 3 times, go down to the menu thing. Just look at it and click. That's it. I just selected what I want. I'm in the game so
Oh my
fast.
goodness.
I've gotten through
Okay.
my settings, record time. You know, it's not like that for everyone. I know I was listening to Jose talk and he has legit ADHD, right? And he's looking all over the place and trying to take everything in and he can't focus on one thing, right? So to him, it was a little different. But for me, it was like, that's what I want, click. That's what I want, click. Like, it was just like, it was a really amazing input system. And I am looking forward to this like none other. And the facial haptics and the way the controllers formed around my hands. And
God.
oh, God.
I'm
Oh,
so
give it to me
Oh
now.
my God. Oh my
I need
goodness.
this now.
You guys
It's
are
so good.
really like hyping me so up right now. And the beautiful thing is I trust you guys. You are the trusted people, and you
Yeah.
guys are so excited about it. That's unbelievable. So,
Yeah.
oh my goodness. I
I
don't
was
even
gonna say
want to know.
somebody.
It's going crazy. It's going to be
I was
crazy.
gonna say somebody in chat's been saying Mira because the PSVR1 had Mira, which is a smearing effect that you see through the lenses, and he said that the Mira is bad in the PSVR2. I think you're getting confused. There's no Mira here in the
I didn't see any
PSVR2.
Mira.
It's only in the
Okay.
PlayStation VR1.
No.
So people are asking,
yeah.
like, like Duggars K says, Skeeva, I'm interested to hear more about any Mira or smearing, and also if any controller tracking issues. Now, there was no Mira, but there was some controller tracking issues. But
Yes.
I don't think that was the cause of the headset, but because
wasn't.
of the situation.
It was. So
Okay.
so I've done this. I've used the PSVR2 in 2 very different environments. So during this demo, there were millions of people everywhere. Everyone had cell phones. Every booth had Wi-Fi
Right.
going. Everything had Bluetooth. Everything. There were controller and tracking issues on this for sure. But it was for almost everything. I also used the PSVR2 in a controlled environment in a game studio at Resolution Games in a room. And I did everything. I'm swinging my arms around. I'm like, and I had 0 problems. There were no issues with any tracking. This was absolutely an issue with the environment at a huge mega convention like CES. There were definitely times my hands flew away. But again, this was Bluetooth related connectivity, everything, the air saturated in Bluetooth and Wi-Fi signals. That is not a normal thing for what this headset's going to do.
Yeah. I don't
Exactly.
believe that Sony would like launch this with tracking issues. I mean, they know their stuff. You know, they simply know their stuff, and it's going to be for sure amazing. And can you believe how VR YouTube is going to look like once this comes out? This will be it's over. You know, I believe it's going to be more crazy than when the Quest 2 came out. You know, that was already like it was unbelievable, but this time it's over. It's like no.
We should clear some room at the table because some people are going to show up.
Yeah, for real.
Oh yeah, yep. We get busy.
Absolutely,
true.
It's going to get super busy, and it's going to be tough for other companies to get through. Like I think nobody's going to talk about the XR Elite anymore. So I think really like HTC, they need to use the time from now until then to get the word out right now because it's going to be over. Every single YouTuber is only going to talk about the PSVR 2 and MRTV also. It's going to be. I'm excited about the device.
I'm just going to become a firewall streamer again. I'm gonna go back to
Yeah.
my roots.
Oh,
back to
Firewall
my
Ultra
origins.
coming. Heck yeah.
Oh yeah, Ultra.
You know
Yeah,
what was
wow.
you know what was wild, Sebastian, is we were in the Sony press conference before the expo actually started and listening to them talk about everything from the PSVR2 to their new car
Okay.
and everything, right?
You're
And when
right.
they said, "All right, everybody, we're PSVR2 time," and they brought the guy out, and when they were talking about the PSVR2, they had very interesting things happening on the screen.
Okay.
And I don't want to like cause any undue hype, but I'm gonna anyway, right? Take this all with tiny grains of salt. But like they're talking about the PSVR 2, and there's images and video playing of Spider-Man, and there's images
Okay.
and video playing of The Last of Us.
Wow,
And
that would be
they
crazy
didn't
though.
say that
God
stuff
of
was
War.
coming, but they literally flashed up the PlayStation VR2, the
Wow.
logo, the headset, and then showed Spider-Man and The Last of Us. And I mean, I can't imagine their marketing team would fumble something like that, right? We were all very excited and thought these announcements were happening. I don't know if this was a tease or if it was an accident, but I think big things are coming.
Yeah, that would be amazing, and we have not heard from so many like killer games other than Horizon, right? There's still room for that killer announcement. Like, okay, here's the PSVR 2, and here's The Last of Us, which you can now play in VR. Come on, that would. I mean, we already hyped without that, right? but for the general public, it would be fantastic to have
And
those IPs in
Sony
VR.
PlayStation owns Insomniac Games, which makes Spider-Man. And
Yeah.
Insomniac
Yeah.
Games made
Yeah,
some
agreed.
phenomenal VR games before Sony bought them.
yeah.
It was definitely a strategic move that they bought that studio. You know, I mean, we'll see what happens, but I'm excited.
Oh man, I think we are all excited. This is one of the biggest things in VR for a long time, and it can bring so many people into this. And I know they will nail that. And from what you guys saw, it seems like it is going to happen. I mean, if when you guys you are like seasoned VR veterans, if this can make you as excited as it does, it speaks for itself, I think. Oh my
World's about to
goodness.
change.
Yeah.
Blew me
Everyone's
away.
about-
I maybe I'm like, I don't know. I feel like sometimes I feel like I'm like a hopeful, optimistic, and when I say this kind of stuff, but I truly believe the PlayStation VR2 is going to pull millions of people into VR.
Yeah.
Like there are already millions of people thanks to the Quest and the PlayStation VR1. I think all of those people plus millions are going to be jumping into the PlayStation VR2. Maybe I'm being a
Right.
little hopeful and optimistic, but I honestly think it's going to be a big deal.
I think so too.
Can I ask you guys this?
Yeah. Yes, please.
With all the hype around the PSVR 2 right now, do you think, and this is a great question for chat too, because I'd love to hear what you have to say, is this launching with a cable still a huge issue? Is this going to make you guys not buy this, even with high fidelity, amazing games like Horizon Call of the Mountain and some of the things that Sony's going to do? Will the cable still be a deterrent to purchase a headset like this?
Wow, this is a
Not for me.
great question.
I personally don't think so. And I think that it's because their PlayStation 5 is not wireless. Like they are kind of already used to being tethered to their living room via using the PlayStation 5, and this is an extension of the PlayStation 5. So their PS5 zone will just be transformed into a now also a VR zone. There are some people who like trying to get into virtual reality as a baseline has nothing to do with the PlayStation 5 are obviously going to be like, well, hold on, there's a wire connected to this. Oh, I can't take it anywhere. Of course I understand those arguments, but I don't think it's going to hold the PlayStation 5 back too much, especially if it is delivering a quality of experience that is just night and day compared to what you're seeing on a standalone device.
Yeah, well, I would agree to this. I've just asked now the chat. There's a poll now. Is the PSVR 2 cable a problem for you? Yes, no, and you can vote now. So, what are your thoughts, Eric, about the cable?
Yeah, I'm not going to have any issue with the cable. I mean, but I PC VR a lot, and I can do with my Quest. I could do AirLink and things. And a lot of times I choose not to, because if I'm streaming or I'm recording, I choose not to get into the AirLink jank that there can be with AirLink or virtual desktop. So most of the time when I'm playing, if I'm playing PCVR, I'm tethered anyway, and it's not an issue for me. It hasn't been for a long time. I can move just as freely with a wire that I can without. You just kind of get used to it. You know how to work around it, move around it. I have a Kiwi pulley system on my ceiling. I use that a lot too. There's definitely ways around getting through the wire that I'll probably end up using with my PlayStation VR2.
Right.
So yeah, it's never going to bother me. I want the fidelity. If you're telling me I need the wire to get the fidelity, then give me the wire.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm right
Also,
there
the
with you.
price. You wouldn't get that price if it wasn't for that wire. So you're getting the great price and you're getting the high fidelity, and you wouldn't get that without a wire. So okay, sometimes along the lines, it's gonna go away the cable for sure, right? But right now, I believe it makes sense. Would you agree with it, Skeeva?
Yeah, I think so. And I personally think that if we see enough sales of this device, I think we'll see Sony put out some kind of wireless adapter. It's happening for all kinds of headsets, right? We can now, there's companies now doing, wireless, lossless stuff for the Index, even for the XTAL. We saw wireless for XTAL
Right.
at the show. And so this is doable. The question is, will this make them enough money to put enough money into making a wireless solution? Which would be great. It would be fantastic. But
Well, and also
I'm
think about
happy
it.
with that one little USB-C cable that plugs into the front, and that's all there is. So
And PlayStation is not afraid to iterate, like they put out the DualSense controller and then a year later they've got the DualSense Elite, and it adds a handful of features or whatever. So and they did the same thing with the PlayStation VR 1 that launched. It had some design choices that obviously weren't perfect. And then they released their version 2, which is the same headset, but it had a different method of plugging into the box, volume and stuff like that was different. So I wouldn't be surprised if instead of an adapter, they just release an entirely new version of the headset and one that maybe does support wireless.
Right. Yeah, that might happen. So yeah, I think
there were multiple iterations of the PSVR 1. So
I remember 2.
Yeah.
But I don't
2.
remember a third.
Remember the big
2.
breakout
2.
box that you had like almost have on your
Yep.
waist or something? Remember that
Yep.
was like their first
Yeah,
one. It
there's-
was a ton of wires.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and this time it's only one wire that directly goes into the PS5, so that should be fine. And it seems like now the PS5 is also more easily to get hands on. That was a big problem before, but
Yeah.
Sony says they have solved that issue, and if you want a PS5 now, you can get it. So, is the PSVR cable a problem for you? 80 people have voted now, and it's like yes, 30%, and no, 70%. So the big majority, thinks it's not a problem at all. And I believe the 30%, they're still going to get it. I really think so.
Game over. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like it seems like it's so good, like from your reactions, that it's just a must-have for us VR fans.
You know what was wild too is that this does not have color pass-through, but there's a button. You push a button and it turns on the black and white pass-through. And even though it's black and white, it's not grainy.
Okay.
It's really clear. It's very, very clear black and white, right? So you see a lot of other pass-through, especially the Quest. It's like looking through like snow on a TV, right? This was very crisp and clear black and white pass-through. So it was interesting. Just another thing to throw in there.
Yeah, cool. So that's going to be exciting. So just one more month, a bit more over a month, and then we can get our hands on this, and
I'm so ready for
YouTube
it.
will explode.
I'm so ready for it, man. I feel like this is like a whole gust of wind that's just gonna hit my sails in a way that I haven't seen in a while. I mean, I got the Quest Pro, like brand new $1,500 headset, like should be amazing, and my behavior didn't really change. I just now have an improved Quest 2 experience. But I think the PlayStation VR is going to change my behavior. It's going to change my routine. Like I can't wait to just be excited, literally excited to put a headset on again.
Same.
We will be living in there. All of us. We'll all be living in there.
Yeah, I think so. And you know what? I will even feel excited about streaming my gameplay. I'm not so excited to stream my gameplay right now because it's a hassle if I want to engage with my audience. But with the PSVR 1, it was so cool to just stream and then directly see what the people write in chat. They put it into my line of sight, right? And I'm pretty sure they're going to do the same thing with the PSVR 2. They would be stupid if they wouldn't do that, and they are not stupid, right? So I feel
that feature is
excited.
the reason why I'm here. If they just made it too easy.
Yeah, I'm so excited to stream and to share my excitement about that moment with the people who are watching my channel. And come on, let this month
hit
be
a
over.
button. And there it is. That's all there is. You hit a button, it goes to your YouTube or wherever you have set up. That's what happened with Alex with PSVR 1. You know, that's why he's, like he said, that's why he's doing what he's doing now. He started streaming Firewall. This is going to be huge. Now you can also
see where you're now on MRTV.
Yeah, now I'm on MRTV, the best damn VR channel in existence.
And you can use the PlayStation camera to put yourself on there now too. So it's a different level of streaming than you originally got with the PlayStation VR 1, because now you can actually put a face to the streamer that wants to do that, right? So it's great.
We will all do that, right? Like, Eric, are you going to stream yourself playing this?
Absolutely. Yeah, I love it. I can't wait. I'm gonna. There's so many good things like Firewall Ultra. I can see us just getting in there and streaming Firewall Ultra. You know, hanging out on a Saturday night or something. It's just gonna be so much fun. There's so much good gameplay to be seen, and we're not even. We've been talking about the hardware. We really haven't even touched on the software. It's the software that has me so excited, because I know Sony will bring it. They're going to. It's gonna be crazy. You know, Gran Turismo 7, Resident Evil 8, Switchback, you know, Firewall Ultra. There's incredible stuff coming, and there's a ton that we probably haven't heard of yet. By the end of next year, this year, we're going to have probably 100 titles or something around there from PlayStation. That's going to be crazy.
That's what excites me more than anything. Like, obviously, I'm excited about games that we know are coming, but there's so much that we don't know yet. And I cannot wait for that stuff to get revealed. Like, that is what has me more excited than anything, is the stuff that we don't know.
Wow. It's like we are all kids in the candy store again in VR now, thanks to PSVR 2, and it's going to happen in 1 month. I'm sure you all got your pre-orders in already. Of course. And oh wow! Oh my goodness! Yep. Let's end the show on this feeling of excitement. It was an amazing show. Really, I'm so happy to have you on the show, guys. Wow, we have to do this again. I'm happy that the Next Dimension podcast is back again here live from Taiwan at now 6:30 in the morning. I'll go for my breakfast afterwards. I really hope that you all enjoyed it. You guys who joined, and you guys out there who watched it. If yes, give it a thumbs up right now. I want to see that thumbs if you're excited that the Next Dimension podcast and that MRTV is back. I'm now settled in here in Taiwan with my little home studio here from home this time. And I'll bring you content. So if you're excited about it, give it a thumbs up. And also watch all these guys here. They are really so good. Like Eric, Q2C VR Gamer, watch this, and absolutely watch Alex and Skeeva on the Between Realities podcast. This podcast is so good, honestly, and watch everything that they're doing. Amazing people. And it was simply great to do this podcast with you guys.
We always have a great time coming over here to MRTV, bro.
Oh yeah,
like,
I'm happy to hear that.
Absolutely. Yeah. You know, you're an awesome dude. You have a great channel, and we will jump at the opportunity to do anything that we can with you. Yes,
I need to get back on your podcast as well. I've never been on yours, Eric. Right, and
I know we were talking about it over the holidays.
Now
we're gonna do it. That's gonna be amazing.
Now I'm ready. I'm back online.
We should have got Sebastian in when we had we did right before New Year's. We had 12 content creators come on and do like what we're doing now, but with 12 content creators. We should have had Sebastian come in then. That was a lot of fun.
Cool.
Hell yeah.
And also if you need me on Between Realities, I'll be glad to jump back into this.
It's probably about time. You know, we had you on a long time ago, like maybe a couple of years ago, which is kind of crazy to say.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
So probably time to revisit.
It's time.
And for the record, people, I feel like our podcast in particular is one that actually like kind of stands the test of time a little bit. Like it is worth it to go back and watch our episode with Sebastian. That's what I'll
I
say.
think so too. Yeah, I love what you guys are doing. So wow, it's great that we all like mix up. You know, I love this that it's not like you just need to watch this podcast, or you just need to watch Between Realities, or just yours, Eric. This is the beauty, right? It's like we all interact with each other and complement each other and just watch everything. It's also
It's
good.
great. It's great. Yeah,
Exactly.
no shortage of amazing people making awesome VR content.
Exactly. So that is fantastic. And soon we got some more headsets to play with, and we will bring you lots of content about that. So
And
that's everything
we'll get some
that
new
we
friends
got.
too.
Yes, exactly. That is everything that we got for this episode of the Next Dimension podcast. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and we're looking forward to see you next week. Until then, bye-bye.
See ya.
Bye, guys.
Okay, that's it. That was it for the first show of 2023.
Well done.
I'm
At
glad-
5 o'clock in the morning for you. How are you doing this right now?
Yeah, I went to bed at 8:30. So I'm totally
Wow.
fine now. Yeah, I'm totally fine. And wow, I'm so excited to be back now doing these shows. I will be in Taiwan until April, so I got lots of time to
Wow.
work here. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And we are still live, right?
Wow.
Yeah,
Yep.
I know.
Oh,
That's
you
always
gotta be live
we
at the
always
end.
do this little thing.
No, we're still live.
Yeah. This is my favorite part of the show when we get to talk and
Yeah.
hang out, and everybody else gets to kind of
Exactly.
listen in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Wow,
loved
that
it.
is funny.
I loved it to do the show with you guys. It's amazing.
Oh man, it's the best. I look forward to seeing you at the next thing too, man. Like it was so much fun to hang out with you at AWE, and I look forward to it again. I hope you're going to come to AWE or
So
one of these
AWE for
expos
sure.
and-
AWE
Nice.
for sure.
Yeah.
I'll be there. So I hope that you
Thank you,
guys
baby.
can make AWE for sure.
Oh, we're there.
Yeah, we're there.
absolutely there.
100%.
Yeah.
We'll be all. We'll all
Dude,
be
when
there.
I think about AWE, I absolutely think about Seb just fucking laying into us with compliment after compliment. Like,
Oh,
just like,
so good.
it's just like, dude, I'm like, okay, buddy, I get it. Like, you know, but he's like, no, you guys are so great. And Upload is lucky to have you. And just like, oh,
Yeah,
dude,
but
like,
I totally
definitely
meant
so
it.
much fun.
I probably had a few beers at that point in time, but that's,
Yeah, remember that?
I
We had that cool
100%
party.
meant it. I 100% meant it. You
Yeah.
know, that's you know.
no, you're
I
genuine,
mean the things
bro.
that I say.
You're
I mean
super
it.
genuine, super authentic, and that means more than anything to me. Like,
Right,
people,
right. Same for you
there's-
guys.
I thanks, man. I honestly believe that I could be friends with anyone in the world so long as two things happen, right? One is that we have a mutual interest. I think we all have
Right.
that. And
Yeah.
two,
Yep.
everybody's keeping it real. If you
Yeah,
are being
and-
authentic and we share one
Yeah.
mutual interest, that's it. We're friends. Like that.
Exactly.
It doesn't
And,
matter, you know, like
Yep.
And I directly had that with all of you guys here. That's so cool. That's so amazing.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah,
we're lucky to be in
yeah.
this community.
Right.
Hell yeah. Yep.
Oh, good. It's so good. Guys, it was so good with you. And now I will go out now and I will have breakfast now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And
I'm gonna go have dinner. I'm gonna go have dinner.
Yeah, me
A
too.
little
Okay.
early lunchtime for me.
okay, great. Yeah, it was so good and looking forward. Thanks for being on the show and looking forward to do this again very, very soon. Until
Anytime,
then,
brother.
Anytime.
until then, bye-bye.
See you, dude.